got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz. Nigga, what's up? How gangster are you, cuz? I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. I go hard, cuz.
Hey everybody. It's Friday, January 9th. Happy Friday, y'all. It is a lot going on. I hope you guys can see and hear me. It was some issues going on earlier. It was showing that I was unavailable for some reason, but you know, YouTube done switched up some stuff. But I hope everybody is doing good. Okay, good. Y'all are here. I know I haven't done a video. I haven't been live in a while. It's been a lot going on. I went out of town with my favorite peoples, my traveling buddies on Discord. We decided to all go out. I had decided a few weeks ago that I wanted to go to South Carolina, to Charleston. I wanted to go to the Low Country after I did my deep dive on, you know, the African spiritual systems and the diaspora and all that stuff. So I decided I wanted to bring the new year in South Carolina. I wanted to go somewhere a lot warmer because Minnesota had been real cold. So we had an excellent time. So shout out to Michael, Adam, Ro, Janisa, Boosie, you know what I'm saying, for y'all coming and ringing the new year in with me, my mom, the boys. We had a really, really good time. Charleston was cool. We went to Charleston. We went to Beaufort. James Island. We went to several plantations. We went on like a history tour. We went to Fort Sumter. My oldest, he loves history. He's a history buff. So it was amazing to go to Fort Sumter and to see, like, you know, where the Civil War started and the plantation tour that we went on. We didn't want to go to the ones that romanticized, you know, plantation life and, oh, you know, the big house. We went to the McLeod plantation, and I loved the tour guide there. Like, she kept it a buck. Like, she really loved our group. We were interactive. You know, we were talking and, you know, asking questions, answering questions. I like tours that don't romanticize stuff because this was an ugly time. And you had people, you know, people think that slavery was so long ago, and it really wasn't. You know, you had people's greats that, you know, that were still living on these plantations well up until like the 80s, like in these homes that they had renovated on the plantations. So it was very interesting. I love the trees, going down to the beach and everything. It was just nice to just get away from like all the chaos and the drama and the cold and everything. So it was a nice little week spent. And so we get back to Minnesota, and everything has just gone downhill. So it's been a lot. It's been very draining these past few days. I've been wanting to come on and go live, but it's hard to go live with everything that's going on in our city. So many people being affected. And let me say this. Because I did the last video I did was about the whole Nick Shirley and the Somali fraud situation. When that video was done, that is all the information that came out. I clearly stated in that video, never heard of Nick Shirley. I don't know who this white boy is, but he's all up and down my timeline. Then soon after that, Elon Musk retweeted him. He went viral. He was on the news. And it was something else in there. Okay, so yeah, he was viral. But I also made sure to note in there that Minnesota has been investigating fraud. Nick Shirley didn't blow the whistle on anything. People have been going to these daycares. They've been investigating fraud situations. I was showing y'all videos from 2018. And the thing that's like bothersome about this is that every city has fraud. There's things going on all over America. People being dishonest. People, you know what I'm saying, doing all types of sneak shit. But of course, we get highlighted. Now, since then, a lot more information has come out about this Nick Shirley character. Again, when I do content, I'm doing it in real time. I don't know who this man is. I don't know his backstory. So for like people to be leaving comments days later like, oh, you're pushing right-wing propaganda. Bitch, you knew the same information I knew. So what the fuck are you talking about? As the information comes out, clearly it's showing him to be not who he said he was. But there was more information that people started digging in his background, and come to find out his white ass family was out here committing fraud. His parents are fraudsters. He went to Israel, so he's one of those Israel YouTubers. And I also noticed, because he did an interview, I think with PBE podcast, one of them, Patrick Bet-Davis, and it was very interesting. He had said something like, oh, you know, they can't entrap me because I don't drink, I'm a virgin, I don't have sex, you know, I'm just about the news, I'm very straight-laced. I said, well, damn, motherfucker, you sound like Nick Fuentes. Oh, okay, so I see the play for the underlay. So you are trying to be the new Nick Fuentes, but you're the Jewish version. Because see, Nick Fuentes does not like Israel. He calls out the Zionist. Okay? And so what I'm seeing with this Nick Shirley character, he's being propped up as the new Nick Fuentes. Because now all of a sudden he's talking about being a virgin at 30. How many 30-year-old virgins do we have out here? Now all of a sudden every white boy is a virgin. Okay? When I was growing up, y'all was in college fucking everything that moves and getting drunk off beer. Now all of a sudden they're all virgins. Oh, so he's Jewish himself? Okay, I didn't even know he was Jewish. I just seen videos of him traveling to Israel. So I said, oh, he's one of them influencers that they paid to go, you know what I'm saying, to the wall, like Officer Totem and others. But again, I didn't have that information when the video first came out. I had the same information everybody else had. Some random white boy who was going all up and down my feed, going to the Leering Center and, you know, trying to find Somali fraud, you know, daycare fraud and things like that. But yeah, as more information comes out, you know, I'm going to do an update, but y'all not about to ruin my vacation. When I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation. I'm not making videos. I'm not opening up no laptop. I'm not doing shit. I'm enjoying time with my family and my kids. So I was like, well, I'll deal with that when I come back. And then we had the Zoom meeting. We had a really good Zoom meeting 2 days ago. So thank you to everybody who came through. We had a nice, like almost 3.5 hours, you know, and it was just good to catch up with everybody. And I thank Strawberry Moon for calling in, you know, one of my Somalian discorders. You know, she's come to my events and things like that. And, you know, she just spoke her piece and what they're going through in their community. So I appreciate that. I was able to talk to my Somalian homegirl today because we hadn't talked in a while, just because, you know, I've been busy, she's been busy, and it's just been a lot. So I was like, let me reach out to her and see how she's doing. And we haven't been able to talk on the phone. We were just texting and sending each other voice chats. But the things that are going on in the city, the scapegoating, the stuff that I'm seeing, like as more stuff is coming out to play, I'm seeing the Islamophobia, you know what I'm saying? Because before all of this stuff was coming out with the Somali fraud, before that became a hot topic, everybody in the right wing was calling out a lot of this Zionist stuff. It was a lot of conversations about, you know, AIPAC money and, you know, Ben Shapiro versus Candace Owens. It was a lot of that stuff. And it's almost like, well, let's stop dividing MAGA. Let's stop dividing the right. Now let's all focus over here on the Muslims and the Somalians and on Minnesota. Because as we all know, our governor, Tim Walz, you know, he ran with Kamala Harris. And I feel like our state is just being picked on and you know, just like, the stuff that I'm seeing is so insane. The stuff that is going on is so insane. I have friends who work at daycares. All of the daycare federal funding has been cut off for blue Democratic states. So Minnesota, California, Colorado, New York, and I forgot what other. So what that means is that if most people cannot afford daycare. Let's keep that real. The average family cannot afford daycare. Most people get daycare assistance because daycare can be anywhere just for one child, depending on where you take them. It can be anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a week. Not a month, a week. Okay? Daycare costs more than your rent and your mortgage a lot of times if you're taking your child to a daycare center. Back in the day, yeah, people could stay home and, the mom stayed home and took care of the kids until they went to kindergarten. With the way the bills are, the rent, the mortgage, lights, water, who really can afford to stay home and be a fucking trad wife? The average person cannot. You need two incomes nowadays, especially when you have young children. So with the funding being cut, it is affecting a lot of families. Families cannot go to work. You can't go to work if you don't have daycare. And people get daycare assistance because they can't afford the full amount. So with the daycare being cut from Minnesota, what has happened now is that you have parents who can't work, but those daycare providers also have employees. There are daycare providers who can now no longer pay their staff. I've had friends hit me up and say that their daycare company, they're trying to take out loans through US Bank. They're trying to take out personal loans just to pay their staff. At this point, a few of my friends are working for free at their daycare centers because they're still trying to watch the kids and provide care for the parents who have to go to work. But nobody's going to work free for much longer. So this is having a big trickle-down effect. This is affecting real people. This isn't just like an internet meme. Yeah, I know it's funny to laugh at the Leering Center, but this is affecting real people because what happened is they didn't just cancel daycare assistance to the supposed fraud that Nick Shirley found. They canceled every daycare program in Minnesota and other blue states. So that's a big issue. Daycare workers are not getting paid. So I cashed apped, some people, just to help them out. So it's a lot. People are really going through it. So then on top of that, and y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about, the fraud in Minnesota and, I feel like the fraud, is legit. I've said that before. It's been going on for a while, but Minnesota is not the only state. If you peel back the onion in a lot of states, there's all types of fraud. There's people who do CPA work, home health work, and sit and split the money and don't care for the people that they're supposed to care for. So this is nothing new. But they've been cracking down. But you have to give them a chance to do their job, to do what they're doing, to get it done. So now ICE is out here. I personally witnessed somebody get arrested. I didn't know what was going on, and I had to ask Discord because I just happened to be going to the grocery store, and I stopped to get a car wash, and I see this black man, and there's an unmarked vehicle, and there's a police car. And I live in the suburbs, so you don't even see arrests out here like that. Minneapolis, yes. Suburbs, not so much. And so I'm watching this. I've never seen an unmarked vehicle in the suburbs. And so I'm like, well, did he shoplift? But I'm like, why would there be an unmarked vehicle for a shoplifter? Usually if you shoplift, there's just a regular squad car. And next thing I know, they just put him in the truck and drove off. So when I asked Discord, I'm like, was that a shoplifter? Because it was in front of the grocery store, and somebody told me they have been running or working at a grocery store for like 10 years, and that's not what they do. And that a lot of times grocery stores don't even call the police. They'll let you keep stealing until they can build a felony case on you and really prosecute you. So they're not going to come and mark cars and all that stuff. And they're 9 times out of 10, that was an ICE arrest. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. From the suburbs to Minneapolis. They're in St. Cloud. My Native American friends, she was on Facebook going off. Her and her daughter and her granddaughter were profiled. They pulled them over, demanding ID. She's like, we're not Mexican, we're Native. We know we have a lot of natives here in Minnesota. We have a huge Native population. And shout out to my natives. Y'all did have to check me, okay, when I was talking the other day about how mixed Minnesota is. And I mentioned, the Somalis, the West Africans, the Hmongs, and I didn't mention the natives. And they're like, T, so you just gonna forget about the natives? I apologize. Y'all know I fuck with the natives. And I love the fact that y'all been out here drumming and just, what I'm saying? Y'all did the same thing during George Floyd, trying to keep the priests with the drums and the sage. I appreciate y'all. So my homegirl who's Native, she got pulled over. They were harassing her, thinking she was Mexican. She's Native American, full-blooded. They're fucking with the natives bad. They're going to where all the Somalians be, like not just Riverside, but a lot of, like, when you order Uber by the airport, there's places where, like, they park, like the Uber drivers park, and they're going there while people are on their jobs and harassing them while people are working. They chased a DoorDash, and we'll watch that video. That had a lot of us crying this morning. A DoorDasher ran into a Native woman's house, and they tried to get her out. And the Native woman stood up for her, and they were eventually able to chase them off. They went to Target, arrested 2 young boys in the Target a few suburbs over, 2 young Latino boys. The one boy's name was Christian. Then they went to Roosevelt High School. And this is how real this shit is for me, because I'm watching this like, who remembers, put a teacup if y'all remember when I was learning how to make bread this summer in the Discord. Remember I was taking bread making classes and learning how to make pizza from scratch? You know where I was taking these classes at? Roosevelt High School. The high school that ICE went to and started fighting with the students. And then after they got into fist fights with the students in the front yard, they shut down all Minneapolis schools for the past 2 days. What else? And then, of course, the killing. That is like the main catalyst that caused. I couldn't even believe like what I was watching with Renee Good. And now they've shown a different angle, and now there's more arguing, and we'll watch these videos. I don't know if I have a whole lot to say, but we'll watch a lot of videos, and I'll just talk as we watch videos. It's bad. Then they just announced, because somebody called me and told me, like, T, they're sending even more people. So I go to Google. They're about to send another 1,000 ICE people here tomorrow. Tim Walz has asked that the National Guard be called, the Minnesota National Guard, to help try and protect people here. And one thing I will say about Minnesota that I love is, it's a very mixed state. It's, a lot of people here. Them white folks go hard. Y'all say what you want to say about the white people up here. Oh, their privilege thought that it would keep them. Nah, these white folks up here, they go hard. They really do. They're out there getting maced in the face, getting slammed. Remember how we always talk about, if you're going to be white, be a white ally for people of color? It don't get no more white ally-ish than Minnesota. Them white folks are going harder than the people of color, because everybody of color right now is even scared to leave the house. They're taking bullets. 72-year-olds are getting knocked out. We watched a chick get punched in her face. They're out there all night drumming and playing music in front of the hotels that ICE are staying at, not letting them get no sleep. They're going hard. Them white liberals, they don't play up here. They are going the fuck hard. Props to them. They're taking straight shots of pepper spray to the face. Throwing snowballs. They're going hard on the south side. But yeah, south side, we outside. You know what I'm saying? But it's very interesting that they're back here. We're called the Twin Cities. I did a whole breakdown of that during 2020, George Floyd, that Twin Cities, that twinning energy. And they're back again. And I see Fox News trying to invoke the name of George Floyd. They want to see riots. There was a punk-ass agitator in the crowd burning the American flag. And they try to say, oh, that's those white liberals. Oh, look at those leftists. And what did them white folks do? They followed that man. They said, you're not going to burn a fucking flag in our city. That's bullshit. Who sent you? Why would you burn a flag and then run off if you bought that life? Like there's people they're purposely sending people to agitate because they want riots. That's the same thing they did during George Floyd. And I told people said I was crazy and I was tripping. I was out there. I'm hearing accents of people who are not from Minnesota. We're seeing people kick shit off. And then when people are confronting them, where are you from? Oh, I'm from the South Side. Where are you at? What part of the South Side? You can't even name the street. You can't even name what block you're from. You're not from up here. You literally came from Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin to cause chaos. And they're back at it again. That flag burning situation reminded me of the umbrella guy. Remember the umbrella guy who tried to start the fire at the AutoZone? And then the AutoZone started burning. But this time, a lot of people are being smart. They're seeing the shit that the agitators are doing, and they're confronting them. You're not going to say that we're the ones starting the chaos and we're trying to burn down our city. Like I said, was black folks rioting and stealing shit and other people stealing shit? Yeah. They might go into the Nike store and steal some shit and, steal weave but they're not fucking putting out pipe bombs. Ain't nobody messing with no pipe bombs. That's not what, you know what I mean? Ain't no regular folks doing that. Those are professionals that were trying to sneak pipe bombs and blow up shit. It was so much chaos during George Floyd, and it's just like, I can't even believe it's been 6 years since then. I still have PTSD. I'm scared to death of to even smell tear gas and all that shit. But let me go ahead and hold on, let me see where we at here. Oh, we got a good amount of people here. Let me play some videos here. We're gonna watch some videos together. Okay. I see you, sis. You might have to call my phone and I can put you on speaker. That might be the easiest way if you want to call in. Because I'm not on StreamYard and I don't know how you add people to OBS, child. So I think just call my phone and I'm going to put you on speaker and then they'll be able to hear you. So we could try that and see if that works if you want to speak. Because you're right in Minneapolis. So, but give me let me play these videos. I'm going to text you and then you can call me. And I'm going to just put you on speaker. That'll just be the easiest. Cause I ain't got no professional call-in setup. I don't even know how to set all that up right now. My mind is elsewhere. But I do know how to just put you on speakerphone and put it next to the microphone. I can do that, sis. But just give me a minute because I want to play these videos. So let me see here. Oh yeah, our former governor, honey, Jesse, not the body, but the mind, Ventura. He came out to Roosevelt to show support to the students, and he was going in. Jesse, y'all know Jesse Ventura don't play. He was going in at Roosevelt. I loved his interview. But okay, so this is the latest. This just came out 30 minutes ago that they're about to send 1,000 more federal agents are headed to Minnesota. Matter of fact, they're setting a lot of the Border Patrol that have been down in Louisiana. They're making them leave Louisiana to come to Minnesota as well. They're sending about 500 of them from Louisiana to Minnesota. So we're going to go ahead and watch this really quick. Okay.
Continue their enforcement operations here in the cities. We've got another 1,000 agents that are reportedly being deployed here.
Now that's only raising the stress levels in Minnesota's immigrant communities. Fox 9's Rob Olson joins us live at MSP Airport. And Rob, you saw some of those additional agents arrive today as you were talking with some of the Somali immigrants.
Yeah, we were over in the rideshare lot. I was talking, having a conversation.
Oh, hold up. Let me interrupt real quick. Let me come back on the screen real quick. I'm sorry for this interruption. Let me make something very clear because I said this in my last stream. If you're in my comment section as a mod and you're just deleting people's comments just to be deleting them, I'm snatching your wrench. Because I've been noticing some of y'all, I don't know if y'all are getting off on having a wrench and y'all think y'all can just censor people that don't agree with you, but people are texting me your names, I'm taking your wrench. Unless somebody's in here causing chaos and being, just in here talking shit, you should not be deleting people's comments just because you want to delete people's comments. All right, we're going to go back to the news story. Give me just a second. Hold on.
Conversation with a handful of drivers over there about what they're feeling, and they pointed out this is where the rental cars are picked up, and we did see a plane coming in and what clearly were federal agents arriving here to the Twin Cities. But again, as I was talking to these drivers here, having a conversation with them, one of them agreed to go on camera to talk about what it's done to them in the last month. And what they perceive is going to last a while is having to constantly carry proof of their legal status.
With the tensions spiking now between protesters and federal agents in the wake of Wednesday's shooting death, the tensions already rose for Minnesota's immigrant community a month ago with the start of Operation Metro Surge.
All these people in the lot, I can guarantee every one of them have their papers on the bucket.
We spoke to Mohammed Yusuf at the rideshare lot outside MSP Airport. He's driven an Uber for 10 years, been a U.S. citizen for 19, began carrying his passport card last month, says everyone he knows does now, too.
Because they feel like they could be stopped at any point and asked.
Oh, you'll be stopped no matter what. The way you look and the way you speak, your accent, yeah. If you have a strong accent and they kind of feel like you're immigrant, then they will stop you, definitely, 100%.
With immigration activity happening daily, he says the fears are very real. Knows people who won't leave their homes despite legal status because their immigration process is ongoing and worry it might be canceled. Fear they could be detained until they provide proof of status. For Mohammed, even as a U.S. citizen, a passport in his pocket is simply stress relief, just in case.
But I don't want to deal with all that hassle going with them in their car and detain me for nonsense, yeah.
And you feel like that could happen?
It will happen, yeah, one day, yeah. It will happen while I'm coming to work or going to work or in the middle of my work, yeah. It definitely does.
Yeah, I talked to another driver who said, he's been stopped maybe 4 times or so already, just shows him his identification and his passport and just carries on. For him, he said, it's not that big a deal to him. It's just sort of become a fact of life right now. I asked him again, how long do you think this is going to go on? And they said, they fear it's just the tensions are just going to keep rising. Live outside MSP International, Rob Olson, Fox 9.
All right, so let me pause this real quick. So now, let's watch what Jesse Ventura had to say at Roosevelt High School today. So we're going to check this out real quick.
Principal, school administrators?
I just talked to everyone in there and told them how proud I was of them standing up to the draft-dodging cowards Gestapo.
And you felt like there was progress? Did it make you feel better to have that conversation, or what would you say?
No, I'm just saying, as a graduate of Roosevelt High School and as the former governor of Minnesota, I'm so proud of Roosevelt High School and how they stood up for what is supposed to be America and freedom. And freedom is not arresting people without warrants. We have a system here. It's called a Constitution. And we have a party, the Republicans, who don't seem to want to abide by the Constitution. January 6th is a prime example of that. And now they're all free and they're in charge. You know what? Maybe it's time for Jesse. I only did one term. I'm owed a second. You want to know something? I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now. You want to know why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf, right? You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law and went under dictatorship. We went from nobody to a guy with a machine gun on every corner. That's what happens in a dictatorship. In comes the military. That's what's happening here. And people better wake up to it. You want to read something? Then read your history of Germany and start comparing the tactics of what happened in 1930s Germany to what's happening here. Read history. You learn from history. And this is nothing new. This is all repeated. This is a game plan, it looks like to me, of what's going on here. How dare Minnesota, we'll take care of ourselves. We don't need federal troops coming in here without warrants.
Some people have said this undermines local law enforcement.
It undermines the entire Constitution. The military cannot be turned loose unless it's a national emergency. They're going to tell me this is a national emergency? I went to school here. I'm a 1969 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt. I'm proud of them for what they did. They made me proud as an alumni. Go Teddies. I held 3 school records in swimming, 2 District 17 records. Our football team was undefeated.
Are you supporting Governor Walz and Mayor Frey the way they've been outspoken towards?
Absolutely. Good for them and good for these people that stood up. They're teaching their students something, that we are a country, that we have to be a country of law and a country of the Constitution. They're all forgetting about the Constitution of the United States of America. We don't even have it anymore. After January 6th, are you kidding me? And then they all get turned loose and now they're in charge? I gave up on this country when this guy I haven't even watched the news since last November. I stumbled onto this, and now look what you've done to me.
Well, thank you for stopping. I appreciate it.
Here I was leading a nice, quiet life, and now now you've injected me back in here and probably going to make me the governor of Minnesota again.
And you seem fired up and motivated.
Because somebody needs to clean up what the Democrats and Republicans constantly wreck. And you notice I lump them together. I should use my old name for them, the Democrips and the Republicans, which my apologies to the Crips and Bloods for using their name in that way.
You gotta love Jesse. For y'all young folks who are like, who's this grandpa? That was our former governor of Minnesota. He used to be a wrestler and a Navy SEAL, okay? He used to clock Hulk Hogan's tea. He's the one who caught Hulk Hogan out on his bullshit when he didn't want to make it where there'd be a union for the WWF wrestlers back in the day. So Jesse ain't never played. And he was also the host of Conspiracy Theory back in the day. It was a really good show. But yeah, Jesse's about that life, honey. Been about that life. And he made a lot of like really cool changes when he was in office here in Minnesota. I remember like back in the day, if you got a new car, they could charge you anything for your tags. And Jesse made it where you couldn't charge no more than a few $100s, no matter how new the car was. You know, so yeah, he did a lot of stuff, and he's speaking a lot of truth. And so the video that he's talking about, let me pull that up because I did have that on my Instagram page. This was at Roosevelt High School, the high school we were talking about earlier. So this is what went down at Roosevelt. Let me, hold on. Okay. This is what happened with the...
Oh! Hey. These bitch ass niggas, bro.
That was a grenade. That was a tear gas grenade. Damn. Stay back. Come on, guys. I don't want you guys to get hurt. How do you bear tackle that in football, bitch? Guys. Don't antagonize them. They literally just killed someone. Where kill you? Fuck you. Guys, let's fuck you.
Motherfucking murderer.
You guys gotta go.
When I tell you them damn Southside babies, they were not playing. When ICE tried to come to the high school to go try and grab some of the students that they thought might have been illegal, all the students came out and they were bombing. They're like, that's just one video we posted. There was videos of them throwing ice in the snow and ICE trying to come at them. They was throwing snowballs. And so because them kids stood up for them other kids and the teachers, they were all out there bombing with ICE. They ended up having to shut down the high school. So that is why the former governor came, because that was his old high school. So that's why he came, to just basically show solidarity with the students and the teachers, because they was out there bombing with ICE for like a good 20 minutes. Them videos were crazy. So like I said, it's been a lot going on in Minnesota. It really has. Let me see. I got so many damn videos. Let me see. I want to show y'all the DoorDash video. Okay, let's do that. Let's watch the DoorDash video. That's kind of long, but we're gonna watch that. Let me just fix something here. Give me just a second. I'm gonna pull that up. Let me pause it real quick. So this is like really sad. Let me okay. All right, so we're gonna watch this video real quick. Let me just make sure I have it sized correctly. Okay. All right. So we're going to watch this.
And then they're going to break the door down.
That's fine, but I don't want to open the door if they don't have a warrant. Because this was my DoorDash lady. I don't even know the lady. She just ran to my house.
All right.
I have a baby here. Like, I really don't know what to do. I'll open the door if the police, say that I have to open the door, but, like, I don't know what to do. This lady just was shot yesterday. Now I ordered fucking food and there's people outside my fucking house.
Cheyenne, I'm on my way, okay? All right.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm so scared. James, come downstairs.
Cheyenne.
What? I literally ordered DoorDash, and now there's ICE agents around my house because the lady ran in my house, and I don't know what to do because I don't know. They have no warrant. They have no warrant. They said that they were going to get one. I don't know what to do. I called the police. The police are on their way. I can't ignore it. I have a baby here and they have guns pointing everywhere in my house. I have some random lady in my house. I have my child barricaded.
They're looking at our backyard too.
They're looking at everything. They're everywhere. All because I ordered some fucking DoorDash food. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. This is the lady's license plate. They already took someone out of her car. I called the police. The police are on their way. I asked for a warrant. I just fucking ordered some fucking food and then some lady ran in my house.
The DoorDash lady ran in our house. This dude just has his hand on his gun, just fucking chilling.
I don't want them to come in my house.
Okay, but this is the thing. Even if they get the warrant, they're coming in your house. That they're not gonna leave. So we need to come up with a solution to do this peacefully, right?
Oh my god.
I own this property.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I need to hold on, my neighbor's calling. Hold on. Hello? Yes.
They said they're gonna get a warrant to come in here because we ordered some DoorDash and some lady ran in our house. So now we don't know what to do. I don't think the police are gonna do anything because I don't know what to do. I'm just waiting for the warrant. I don't know what to do, man. This is scary. Can I just get a warrant? I just want a warrant, man. I got my child in here. This shit happened yesterday and
Nothing happens. If we wait, it's gonna get worse. Our SWAT team's gonna come. We have an active warrant for this person. Why do you make it worse? We don't want to deal with nothing with you.
Do you have your ID? She said she has her ID on her.
We already run the place. We've identified her. We saw her.
Hold on.
We're looking for her.
Okay. If I put your hand off, take your fucking hand. Stop. Okay. If I open this door, one, you're not coming in my house. I will give you her. This is her ID.
They said
She is a U.S.
They
citizen.
said they ran her place.
This was my fucking DoorDash.
They
The
said-
fact that you guys are torment. I'm Native American. My fucking family already died for y'all to work here. Hung by Abraham motherfucking Lincoln. 38 plus 2. So the fact that y'all are on a Native American's fucking house is pissing me the fuck off. I will open this fucking door when I have the fucking decency to open this door since you guys have pointed fucking guns at me. I will fucking open it. But you guys are not coming in my house. You guys will not shoot anybody. You did yesterday.
And you had your hand on your gun this whole time you've been here,
You had
dude.
your hand on your gun the entire time.
We have it all right here. You're fucking lying.
Get off my yard and I will open the door to let her out. Go up to the car because I don't feel comfortable letting. I have a 2-year-old. I have a 1.5-year-old baby. I have 3 more in school. I have 3 more in school. Hello?
Hey, Cheyenne, this is Commander Hinkie with the Sheriff's Office calling you.
Yeah?
So, I understand that you're fighting right now.
I'm gonna
So,
move out.
I'm going to, but move.
Please.
you have 2 options, right? So either let the paramedics come in and take care of that, those are your options. But nobody from the Sheriff's Office is gonna show up there, because that's all I can tell you. I would just be able to tell you the same thing in person.
Okay, but what do I do?
Well, I think that choice is up to you. You have those. I mean, those are your 2 options.
saying they'll charge us.
You need to come with me. Come
We
on.
can't. I have family.
Come on.
I'm
Come
sorry.
on. You need to come with me, ma'am. Come
There's
on.
nothing we can do.
Come on.
There's nothing
Come on.
we can do.
Come on. Just come on. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I don't want to do this. Come on. Come on.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to do. I'm Native American. This is against everything I stand for. What the fuck do I do, man? I need you to come up.
I'm sorry.
Ma'am, I need you. Come on. I can't. Don't. No guns. No shooting
guns.
anybody. No shooting anybody.
It's okay. No guns. No guns. No nothing.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. I have TikTok followers. I have this going on my TikTok. I have 11,000 followers. I will let everybody. What is your name? What is your name? What is your name? Let me see. What's your name? Okay, ma'am. The police said I have to let you go. Ma'am. I don't know what to do. No, ya me van a
They won't hear you. They won't hear you.
How could you do this to your own fucking people? That's insane. I don't fucking care. Y'all didn't have no fucking warrant.
Just give her some time.
Just give her some fucking time. Y'all just shot someone in Minnesota. I ordered DoorDash. My fucking DoorDash. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm Native American. Get the fuck off my yard until she comes that way. You don't even have a fucking warrant. But I'm not gonna go to fucking jail because y'all pieces of shit ain't got nothing better to do because your wife still wanna suck your fucking dick. Fucking puta. Pendejo.
No, eso es mentira, ustedes lo separan de las familias. Digo, mis dos niñas solas.
They already took her kid. I don't know what to do. I have a baby. They were literally telling me that if I don't, the cops are even telling me that if I don't open the door, they'll literally charge me with harboring. I don't know what to do. Come here, ma'am. Come here.
You and your family, okay?
I ordered DoorDash. This lady ran into my house. They don't have a warrant, but they told me I was going to be charged with harboring.
They were gonna break down my door.
They were going to break down my door. I already did. The police told me to give them up to her,
the police are saying we can't keep her in here.
Tengo mis niñas solas, por favor, aunque sea.
She's
que
from
yo me las
Minnesota.
lleve.
She has a Minnesota license.
And how are you guys gonna wear the police
Minnesota.
symbol if you guys aren't police?
You're literally talking to her in Spanish. I hope they turn on you and take your family, because that's what you're doing to people.
You're separating families.
They took her kid.
Aunque sea que mis
I don't know what to do. My baby's inside. I did call the police. The police told me that
are gonna help
they
us.
told us that we have to open the door.
We have two
or
options: get charged with harboring or fucking release her.
The police should be on their way, but I don't know
And
what
why
to
don't
do.
you guys have a search warrant?
Yo me voy con mis niñas. Yo me voy con mis
Where is it? Where's the paper?
Show me federal judge
Where's the paper?
Yo me voy con mis niñas.
Where's the warrant, guys?
Fucking warrant! First off!
Yo me voy con las niñas.
Yes, you have permission to be on our yard. No, I don't give ICE permission to be on my fucking yard.
This is our property. You guys
I
should
own
get
this
out.
property.
No,
I own this property.
I told you guys multiple times, if you don't have a warrant, you're not able to access in my house. I took a law course, I know. I'm not fucking stupid. Good, she's terrified.
Yo me voy con mis niñas. Yo me voy
You're
con
in
mis
an
niñas.
ice
Yo no
suit.
me voy sin mis niñas.
How are you gonna reassure her?
No, es mentira. Ustedes los separan de los babies. No.
I don't know what to do.
Yo me voy con mis niños, es lo único.
I called the police, but I don't know what to do. A woman was just killed in Minnesota yesterday from you guys, and you guys think that we're gonna just take this shit lightly? Literally, you just shot and killed someone yesterday, and you can put on your shit and go to work, and that shit just sits right with you? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? You guys are modern day Nazis. My fucking family got killed. Native Americans got killed for you guys to put on that fucking shit? Bullshit.
No, mis hijos, yo me voy con
Fucking
mis niñas,
bullshit.
yo no me voy sin mis niñas. Sin mis niñas.
So nowadays we can't order DoorDash without ICE showing up to our house, right? I have a baby! A baby! Get out! Until you guys have a warrant signed, get off my fucking property now! Now!
I want judge papers.
I want a signed paper! You don't come near my house because you're the one that has your hand on the gun the whole time!
The whole fucking time you cut their hand.
I have it all on video! I have 11,000 TikTokers right now!
Get the fuck off my property.
11,000 TikTok followers that I have!
A judge fucking
11,000 followers I have on fucking TikTok!
You guys aren't wanted
Get the
here.
fuck off my yard until you have a judge's signature!
Off my property.
I hope you guys sleep real good at fucking night. Don't ever come back to my fucking house. Cause I will sue you. I will sue the fuck out of every one of you. You don't know who the fuck I am, remember
you
that?
You don't even deserve a police vest, motherfucker.
Where's your badge? You ain't got one?
Where's your papers? Where's your badge?
You guys are illegal
Why
on
are you
stolen
hiding your
land! You guys are illegal on stolen fucking land! Illegal on native fucking land! I am Mitwakanton Dakota! Mitwakanton Dakota! Do you know what that means? I am not illegal! Get the fuck out of here! Get out! I'm 4.9 fucking.
Hoo-wee. That was a lot. That was a lot. Let me come back on the screen here. So yeah, this is the stuff that we are currently dealing with here in the Twin Cities. This is how real it is. You know, there was another video of somebody running into a business, like one of those business complexes. And, you know, they kind of did the same thing, try to protect him. And it took 6 hours for ICE to come with some type of warrant from the judge. And then they eventually took the young man. But the whole time he was there crying. His wife ended up showing up. So this is happening all over. And, you know, of course, she's upset. Like, you know, that's scary. And they just want them gone. She literally ordered DoorDash. And when they got pulled over, because like I said, they've been pulling over people randomly, if you are a person of color, and asking for papers. And so when they got pulled over, the DoorDash lady, you know, was already in her driveway. So they had followed them to the house. And so she seen them going to the car to get the other person. And so when she opened the door to deliver the food, she ran in her house because she was scared. Yeah, that was just really, really sad. It's just horrible, all the stuff that's going on. Let me see here. There's a few other videos. So now, is this the most recent one? Okay, so we've all saw the video of the shooting. So now ICE has released their own footage. And it's not even a body cam footage. So let's start there. This is not body cam footage. This is the ICE gentleman on his cell phone. And the fact that you can try and film something on your cell phone while you're also grabbing a gun is insane to me. So this is video from him, what he released today. So we're going to watch this. Let me pull this open here. Let me fix this real quick. Okay.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking guy. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Oh!
And you heard him call her a fucking bitch. And so this is what happens when you have people who have no business being in these positions. These people have not been vetted. They haven't had mental health assessment. Like it's a lot. Like people can say what they want to say about the police, but there are certain steps to be a police officer. You can't just go down to the police force and say, "Hey, I want to be a cop," and the next day you're given a badge and a gun. That's not how it works. There's all types of assessments you got to go through, physicals, everything, especially mental health. These agents are not being given any of that. They're literally saying, hey, anybody can sign up. You get a $10,000, $50,000 bonus and immunity. What was done was illegal. That did not justify or warrant that. Regardless of them talking back, being annoying, you're going to get that on the job. Cops deal with that all the time. You're going to get people who flee the scene of a crime. That doesn't mean that you have the right to shoot them. That lady literally lost her life for nothing. And you know, when a white woman gets hurt, people are going to come out. So the whole thing is just like really, it's just sick. Like what happened to her. She was a mother of 3. She had 2 older children, I think 15 and 18, but her youngest was a 6-year-old little boy. So it's really sad. And then I found a 3D rendering. Let me see, because I had saved the video on Instagram. Let me see if I can find it. They made like a 3D version of it. Okay, yep, a 3D analysis. So let's watch this real quick. This 3D analysis. Let me just kind of... All right, so this is the 3D analysis. There's no audio, but they're showing like the cop.
No! No!
Gun pointed at driver. Oh, God. Right in the face. First shot. Second shot. Third shot.
Shame! Oh my fucking God!
And the thing is, he didn't even need to be in front of her car initially. He could have easily just moved out the way if he felt he was in danger, because she was trying to go the opposite way. She wasn't trying to ram him. So all he had to do was just move out the way. But he thought it was, it made sense to pull out a gun. It's insane that it got to that point. It really is. And then while she was there dying, a doctor came on scene and wanted to render help. And they told him, we don't care if you're a doctor. Get the fuck out of here. They didn't want anybody rendering help for her. Let me see if I can find that video. I have so many videos on here saved. Let me see. That would have been from the other day. Describing it, Roosevelt. There's so many videos I've just been saving as I'm seeing. Oh, this is the one with the flag. I can't find the doctor video, but it's on Twitter. This is the one with the flag burning. If you guys have not seen this with the agitator, so let's watch that really quick. This is the flag burning. People were initially, the news was trying to make it look like, oh, look at these leftist Minnesotans. But they're not playing the full video of Minnesotans confronting the flag burner. Okay, this is the video here.
You're at right now, and we're seeing the images on the screen. There's that flag you were talking about being burned here. What kind of things are they shouting? The crowd that's out there, I know they're
stuck around. You wouldn't have ran off. That's weird.
So you see, hold on. You see how initially Fox News was saying, yeah, what was the crowd shouting? And you see they're burning flags. But the people were smart, because we realized what happened during George Floyd with the Umbrella Man and all these people that came in as agitators. So they followed him. Because if you're bold enough to burn a flag, what are you running for? Why not stay? So we're going to finish watching.
See that's happening.
You prefer me to stick around?
Well, why would you run off? Why would you run off? That's weird, to burn a flag and run off. That doesn't make sense. That's not a protest.
Why are you running? Why are you not back there at the protest? We got everybody riled up. You came here to do what? You a boogaloo boy? An accelerationist? What are you doing here? Where's your car? Where you from? Why are you here?
Yeah, we know. We remember George Floyd, so we know you guys are around.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, fuck your flag burning, dude. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was not cool.
Yeah.
Not happy.
He doesn't even know where the fuck he is. He doesn't even know where his fucking car is.
Yep.
Why?
Why are you hiding your face, huh? Why you got your glasses on? You think you're some covert fucking like ninja or something, bro? Cosplaying out here? What are you doing?
Dude, where's my car?
You're at right now.
I told you, them white folks in Minneapolis, they're about that life. They followed that man for blocks. They're like, where are you from, dude? You over here fucking cosplaying, man? He is an agent of chaos. And so people got to be smart when you're watching this propaganda on Fox and on other news coverages. Because, see, they only showed the flag burning. So that way it looks like, oh, Minnesota's ready to riot again. They're ready to burn up some shit. But they're not showing the rest. Where, do you see how that random car came up like that? That flag burning shit wasn't cool, dude. Because people know what it is. They chased his punk ass down. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. It's getting late. Hold on. I'm going to find some. I have a bunch of clips. Let me see. There's a few other ones I wanted to play. Oh yeah, Philadelphia, their police sheriff went off. Oh, this dude, he's been going viral all day on Minnesota Facebook. He's an old black veteran. He's been going viral. He's fly, got on a fly ass fur coat. I'm going to show y'all this video.
You bitches.
Right here.
You heard it from me.
White supremacists.
That's right.
Proud people.
I hope you can see through those thick-ass glasses that you fucked up. You stand there and sanction this bullshit, and they kill a woman. They're ruining businesses that have been here for generations. They're fucking up this community. You can go home safe, but no, you're here to terrorize this city. A bunch of bitches if I've ever seen a bunch. And I'm telling you to your face. And if you don't like it, fuck you.
Amen.
Bunch of bitches.
Right here.
So yeah, it's so much. Okay, hold on. Let me read some of these super chats. Give me just a second here. Hold on. Somebody just said there was an update. Carolina 818 sent $4.99. She says, T, you know, there's a video that just came out on X with the body cam footage. And from that view, it looks like she tried to run them over. I tried to tag. Oh, we just played that video. Yeah, we just played it just like a few minutes ago. Yeah. But to me, she wasn't trying to run him over. She was trying to get away from him, evade him. But I don't feel like she was trying to run him over. He put himself in the line of her vehicle when he didn't have to. And then I heard that there was an issue down in like at the border where they had to make it some type of law or hold like a lot of the border patrol accountable because it got to the point where some of them would jump in front of the cars so that way they would have excuses to shoot people at the border. Because that's been a known tactic, and then they can play it off like, well, I was almost killed by the vehicle when that wasn't the case. And I believe that might have been possibly what he was doing. There was no reason for him to use deadly force in that type of situation, especially when she's trying to evade. People evade the police all the time and you know, get pulled over for a traffic stop and decide I'm about to run and run red lights and some more shit. The police are not out there shooting at them because they understand there's other people out there that could get hurt. But again, these people are not trained. They're just being given guns and badges and a vest. There's no mental health screening. There's none of that. It's really sad. Let me read some more. Let's see here. What's up, Dexter Davis? He says, hey, T, Happy New Year. Wish you good health, peace, and blessings and prosperity in 2026. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. He also gifted a free membership, so thank you for gifting that free membership. And people were asking me, like, how do you get a free membership? How does it work? I don't know. And then somebody else said it's random. So I guess YouTube will randomly choose you. So I just assume that when they say gift a free membership, it's just in the comment section and you click on it. But people said that YouTube will just choose you randomly if you're not a member of this channel. So that's how that works, because I wasn't sure either. Hey, Charney9180 says, first live of 2026. Happy New Year. Love and prosperity. Love you. Thank you too. Thank you. I love you too. And yeah, this is the first live of 2026. I didn't even think about that. And it's crazy that this is the first live and this is what I have to talk about. It's insane. But thank you so much for being here. Kitty the Jackson sent $9.99. Says, I'm glad you are good, girl. Love you bad. I love you too, sis. Thank you so much for the super chat. Love and Life 01 sent $10. Says, Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you as well. Sosa Man OF642 sent $5. Said, Trump cutting off funding for regular folks, but giving Elon and Peter Thiel, okay, all-time high contracts for SpaceX and Palantir. Shake my head. Facts. Facts. The billionaires are eating, and they're eating well. It's a shame, because they get all types of corporate welfare and tax breaks. Bruce Kenton Sorry if I mispronounced your name. He sent $4.99, says, I made it to another live. Thank you for always putting discernment and empathy first. I'm in my last semester of my doctorate. Please pray for me. Definitely good luck and congratulations to you. I hope you get your doctorate on time, you know what I'm saying? And then you're able to help one, you know, each one teach one, you know, help others in the community. So thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Caitlin Wilmo said $9.99, says, hey T, this is my first super chat. Been loving the channel since you warned people about COVID. Also, they found 100 bones in a Pennsylvania home. 2026 has just started. Okay, I didn't even know about that. Thank you for the super chat. I didn't know about the 100 bones in a Pennsylvania home. Sounds like we have a serial killer on our hands. That's insane. I'm going to have to look into that, but thank you for the super chat. Trixie Wilson says, Happy New Year to you and your family. Marvelous M says, hey T. Oh yeah, okay, that's Maria. I'm about to call you. Trixie sent the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, sis. Queen Misa Thorpe sent $19.99, says, first super chat, been feeling blessed and wanted to spread the love since signing my lease a day after my 32nd birthday. Your channel kept me laughing on my darkest days. Love from Brooklyn. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love. I can't wait to eventually come back to New York. I had a good time out there this summer, so thank you. Don't shadow ban me YouTube sent $10, says, shout out to Jesse Ventura for tearing into Trump. It's Nazi Germany 2.0 right now. It's come out that the daycare guy is a MAGA shill and his claims were debunked. It's wild that YouTube blocked the word Germany. Yeah, a lot of stuff came out about Nick Shirley. So I talked about that earlier in the stream. So thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Princess Die One sent $4.99, says, I'm crying right now. When someone is that terrified of ICE taking them, imagine how scared they are to go back to their country. It is not safe. Yeah. It's sad. Thank you for the super chat. Jesse is sent $5, says, the empathy the homeowners gave to that lady was amazing, regardless of her situation that the lady put them in. This was stressful to watch. Yeah, that was amazing. You know, if she would have went to the wrong house, they could have just not opened the door for her, you know, said, get out my house. But they really had her back. They really stood up for her. You know, but so it just shows like the testament of a lot of Minnesotans out here. They're really looking out for their neighbors. Kenny sent $4.99, says, honestly, I don't know if I'm more ashamed and disgusted by the video of some of these comments. The empathy is in limited supply nowadays. It really is. And that's how we got into this situation, because there's been a big lack of empathy. Everybody thinking about themselves and not thinking about how certain things will affect everybody else. Well, I'm not trans, so it don't matter. I'm not black, who cares? I'm not gay, you know? And now we're finding out it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nina67 sent $19.99, says, T, y'all are going through it. I don't even have words to express how I feel about what's going on in the Twin Cities / this country. On a lighter note, y'all's mayor is fine. Yeah, Jacob Mayor Fry, he's a cutie, okay? And the St. Paul mayor, Melvin Carter, he lost recently, so we have a Hmong mayor now, but I went to school with Melvin. So, yeah, Melvin has always been a sweetheart. I was not surprised when he got into politics and he became our mayor. But, yeah, we went to the same high school. We were in school together. So, been very proud of Melvin and just the work that he's tried to do over the years. But he recently lost the re-election, but it's okay. You know, Mayor Jacob Fry, I love that he went off. He said, ICE, get the fuck out. And it's very funny that the mainstream media try to say, oh, he's vulgar. How dare he cuss? Y'all's president cusses like a sailor. What the fuck is Fox News talking about? How many times has Trump got up there, the president, the sitting president, and cussed his ass off? Again, attitude reflects leadership. And when the president has no decorum, why do y'all expect all this decorum from our mayor and governor? They don't owe y'all that. He talks crazy to everybody. Wasn't that them sitting up there talking about fuck around and find out? They talk like internet bros. But now y'all want to cry because our mayor said he wants ICE the fuck up out of Minneapolis. The hypocrisy. Who the hell is Carlos420 says YouTube is not letting you super chat me? That sucks. But thank you so much. I appreciate you, Carlos, for trying. Thank you. The Life of Samad sent $1.99. He says, this is very difficult not to cry. My heart is weeping. Yeah, I cried this morning when I watched it. Like, I just broke down. It's just been, my feed on Facebook has just been constant. I've tried to unplug myself from it, but it's hard. I really didn't sleep yesterday. I was up all night. Then I fell asleep about 2 a.m. Then I woke up at 6. Then I couldn't go back to sleep. Then I had to go to the clinic. And then I came back from the clinic. I had lunch, and then I finally went to sleep. So I went to sleep, and then I got up, showered, and then got on live. But my sleep pattern has just been wrecked. Yeah. Nia says, I have 2 Twin Cities super chats. Will not take. Okay. Kaya sent $5. She said his ego and his feelings were hurt. He needed to silence a woman because how dare she laugh at him. Do you know the first they came? Hold on. Do you know the first they came poem? No, I've never heard that poem. But thank you for the super chat. I haven't heard that poem. I'm going to have to look it up. Miss Jordan Bay says, can we get back to where facts matter and not sides? Yeah. I would love to get back to when people didn't know where the fuck Minnesota was. Minnesota has been in the just on the world stage as of late. I remember having that conversation not even a few weeks ago in Telegraph. Like, why are we constantly on the news? Like, this is insane. I remember people didn't even know where Minnesota was. People used to think that like the Vikings were part of Wisconsin. Like, they always thought like Minnesota was Wisconsin. I'm like, it's not. It's 2 different states. They're Green Bay Packers. We're the Vikings. I feel like they want our resources. Like, Minnesota's a pretty wealthy state, regardless of the fraud. They're punishing these blue states, but what if these blue states just decide to succeed? A lot of the federal money that comes from these blue states, like California, Minnesota, New York, it helps fund a lot of services in these red states. So what if they say, y'all are not giving us our federal funding? What if we just don't pay into the federal thing, into the federal taxes, and we just keep it for our own state and take care of our own people? A lot of these red states would be fucked. Let's keep that real. I really feel like it's even deeper that they're here. Do not forget, we have Lake Superior. I was out in Duluth this summer for the first time in probably 10 years. And had a wonderful time. Lake Superior is the largest fresh body of water, one of the largest in the world. It borders 5 states, including Canada. The natural resources are getting more and more tapped. They're getting more and more limited. There's also a lot of minerals in Minnesota. I just feel like it's even deeper. It's a reason that they keep homing in on this, and it's not fraud. It's deeper than that. We have a lot of resources up here. Yeah, it's cold, but outside of the cold, we have a lot of stuff up here. And I mean, even ask yourself, the fact that we have the highest population of Somali people here and Hmong people, and the Hmongs came like in the 80s, the Somalis came in the 90s. It's not like Texas where a lot of the Mexicans, they just came in through the border. These people are coming from overseas. A lot of these people came, especially the Somalians, they came because their government was destabilized. Anybody remember Black Hawk Down? We had a role in destabilizing their government. That is why we promised them refugee status and brought them here by the droves to help build up Minnesota. We destabilize people's countries and then get shocked when they flood in here. Now they're talking about going to Mexico, supposedly looking for drug cartels. Did y'all see this? This just broke today. Let me share this real quick.
Right.
Well, actually, this was Greenland. He's also talking about Greenland, but they're talking about going to Mexico. But this video is about Greenland. But we'll watch this real quick, too.
Right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? I would like to make a deal, you know, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. Right now, we are going to do something on Greenland.
I mean, this is frightening. And like I've been telling y'all for the past few years, that draft is coming back. And as somebody who's a boy's mom of fighting age, that terrifies me. These new kids are not trying to join the military like that. We've been saying this for a minute now. The military enlistment is down in all branches. Because it's not like the wars of yesteryear. And that's one thing I learned when I was at Fort Sumter. I was shocked. Like literally, I stopped dead in my tracks when I saw pictures of these so-called soldiers and sergeants. I'm like, that's a 13-year-old boy. That's a kid going through puberty. These were the soldiers. These kids were being sent to go fight. Little colored boys who were about 15, 16, white boys, poor white boys. Again, it wasn't the elite and their children. Poor white boys being sent to Fort Sumter to go fight. Not to free black people, because this was all about economics. They didn't give a fuck about black people and freeing the slaves. These young boys couldn't even wrap their mind around what they were fighting for. And then to know that what they were fighting for was nothing that was going to benefit them. Wasn't going to benefit their families. Like I said before, old men create wars and young men die in them. Like I posted the picture on Instagram. Let me see if I can find it. I was so shook. I had to take a picture because I was just like, I guess for me, you just assume that, okay, war, it's, you know, older kids, you know, older people like, you know, 20s.
Right to the left.
These were babies. Oh yeah, I do have the picture on Instagram. Let me show y'all. These were babies. Private Edwin Jensen. Private Andrew Chandler and enslaved body servant Silas Chandler armed for battle. These are babies. So again, never forget your past. Never forget the past. That's what they want you to do. They want you to be so enamored with the modern world and technology and all this shit. The past is coming back. But instead of fighting for secession from the South and supposed slavery, it's about minerals, resources, and even Elon Musk had liked a tweet. I seen Madia posted it earlier about, you know, white people being erased and we can't have that. Just some type of weird, let me see if I can find it. Because I saw it today when I was looking at my Instagram. Here it is. It's just, it's weird, this stuff that's just happening. Elon Musk shares a tweet about white solidarity. So the person wrote, if white men become the minority, we will be slaughtered. Remember, if non-whites openly hate white men while white men hold a collective majority, they will be 1,000 times more hostile and cruel when they are the majority. And he wrote 100. Like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to incite this? Why are you trying to divide people even more? A majority of people of color don't hate anybody. People just want to go to work, make their money, earn a fair living, be able to pay their bills, take care of their families. People don't got time to sit around and think about white men and whatever issues they have with reproduction and them not being the majority. So this is like really scary stuff. This is a billionaire liking that type of tweet. Who was raised in Africa, mind you. Let me see if my girl's ready. I'm going to call her and I'm put her on speaker. Let me know if y'all can't hear her. If y'all can't hear her, then we might, I might have to just record a video with her. I might have to do a podcast with her, but I'm going to call her and see if y'all can hear her. Let me text her real quick, though. Yeah, it's really all about capitalism. That's what a lot of this boils down to. Okay, she's ready. I'm going to call her real quick. But hold on, let me turn off my Bluetooth on here so that way I don't pick up my Bluetooth. Where's my settings? All right, because I'll try to connect to my Bluetooth. All right. Hopefully y'all can hear her, child. We'll see. I'm going to put her on speaker.
Hello?
Hey. Hold on, I'm going to ask them. Can y'all hear her? I'm going to see if they can hear you.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Can you hear me? I'm a little under the weather.
I know you sound like you're still sick.
Yeah, I caught it bad. It's been going around. I hope everybody else is doing okay in the country. If there's so much going on right now with this flu taking over the world.
Okay, they said they can hear you. Okay, good. They can hear you. I got her on speakerphone, child. We gonna do it like this, okay? So it is a lot going on in our city. And I know we were like texting earlier and it's sad. So I guess like, okay, so you're Somali. So speak on it from your perspective, you know, like just a lot of the stuff that your community is going through right now and, you know, having to like deal with just because of like all of this stuff with like ICE and Nick Shirley's video and how it's like, you know, people are scared up here. Like everybody of color, I don't care who you are, like people, I've talked to my African American friends, they're scared, West African friends, Somali, like everybody's just like, everybody of color, my Native friends, it's scary right now.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, honestly, I'm just really shaken up and I'm really sad about everything that's been going on this week in general and then the start of the year. And I just want to first say thank you for inviting me up. Last time I remember when me and you went over to George Floyd and, you know, went over and try to like get an understanding of what's happening in our city and in our state. So this feels like a full circle back moment, but just to keep it brief, it's so sad. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, let me start with right now what's going on with DHS. So DHS has decided after the Nick Shirley video, and I'm sure it's not because of just Nick Shirley, but okay, let's just blame him because I'm pretty sure a lot of lawsuits are going to be coming out after him. But they decided this week that they are going to stop and freeze all payments to 13 different service providers that are within mental health. So I'm a part of it. I work at an autism center, and of course, autism centers like getting the headline news like, oh, they make so much money. Well, here's the thing. We're providing real services to vulnerable communities, vulnerable children, families. I mean, this is a new field for me. I recently switched from business when I saw that there's no more jobs. I'm young. I saw there's no more jobs during the beginning of the pandemic. Nobody was hiring. I was also in tech. Nobody was hiring in that. So I had a hybrid between business and UX design. And I noticed like nothing's happening in that area. And I went with working with children because that's what I love to do. So right now, going back to just specifically Minnesota, these federal programs are being targeted. And I really, really resonated with what you said about you hate how much attention Minnesota is getting. And you missed when Minnesota was just like under the radar. Nobody really knew us. And a lot of my friends have said the same thing of all backgrounds, all ethnicity, all races. Like, I miss when people couldn't even say Minneapolis. They'd be like, Minneapolis.
They'd be like, Minneapolis. Yeah, nobody even knew who we were outside of the Mall of America.
What else was it? Prince, you know?
Okay.
And I miss when the cold kept bad people away. But look, ICE is out here stopping on ice, slipping on ice, and just snatching people. Hide your kids, hide your wives. They coming for you. That's what I feel.
So now you said, like, I know they've been like all over the South Side, the suburbs. They're up in Duluth. They're like everywhere.
Yes, big cloud. Yeah. I'm sorry, excuse me. But I'm Somali. I was born in California. I was raised in Minnesota my whole life. I don't know anything outside of the United States of America. And a lot of the younger demographic of Somali Americans will say the same thing. Either they came here when they were 2 or 3 years old, or their parents fled the Civil War, came here, and they came here the legal way, like they always say, come here legally. So they came here the legal way as refugees, worked in Minnesota. The reason why it was such an attractive state for specifically Somalis, but also other immigrant groups since the 1900s, since the early 1900s, is because Minnesota has a really good industrial, industrial industry, basically, like different types of industry, whether it was fur trading back in the 1900s. Sorry, I'm going to get boring. Whether it's, and I know my Minnesota history, so I hate when people say, Somalis don't assimilate. Somalis, y'all need to come and assimilate. Look at me. I'm fully American. I'm assimilated. I just don't eat pork. So the thing that pisses me off with what I've been seeing in the rhetoric online is like, there is no more empathy. And honestly, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, Tia. I love you so much. And I've been following you since I was in college. You know, you're like my homegirl. I really do appreciate you. You always keep it real. But one thing I need people to know about my community is this whole rhetoric of we're fraudsters, we're liars, all of this nonsense. I'm a taxpayer. I owe actually the IRS money as I'm speaking to you right now. Like, I'm a taxpayer. A lot of us are taxpayers. We are not frauding the government. And the fact that I have to even say that is ridiculous, because you don't expect other communities like white people, when they commit frauds and scams and they go to jail and come out innocently, you don't expect the other groups of white people to be like, oh my God, yeah, that guy frauded this much money and stole that kind of money. I'm just going to let you know, whoever is committing fraud of any background, go to jail. Give me my money back and stop sending my money to you know where. So right now, the community, the Somali community is under attack, and I've been feeling this heaviness since, honestly, November. I'm not even a refugee. I'm fully, like, American. I have a passport. I have my documents. But this week, I actually decided I'm going to start carrying my passport ID card just in case anything happens, because I've been seeing them going into Whole Foods, Target, just snatching people up. Like if they see a hijab on your head, if they see you're a different color, if they see a little accent on you, like when you talk a little different, come here. They're going to come and take you regardless, because they don't know. They literally have even admitted in a video that I recently saw of a Somali guy doing Uber.
Oh, yeah, the Somali cab driver, the Uber driver. Yeah, he was going in. Yeah.
He was so smart. I'm so happy he stood up for himself, because the guy straight up trapped himself. He said, "Yeah, I'm basically stopping you because of your accent. You're not American. That accent doesn't sound American." So like, it's not just the look of an American that they are trying to attack. This is truly Trump's America, and this is the hard truth about Trump's America. Trump wants white people to be on the top, and it's so sad. Like, this has never changed. Like, I just want people to know, like, Minnesota is kind of a utopia of all of America. I'm going to be honest with you. Whenever I travel to other states, it's different.
Yeah.
When I come here, I feel like we're in our own country. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So we are under attack. Like, this feels like a civil war. The divide, the hatred. And then when you go outside, you know what's silly? When I go outside and I'm actually, like, shopping around, you don't feel that hatred. Like, I don't go outside too much anymore, but, like, I'm saying, like, the way people hate, like, for example, immigrant groups, and specifically right now the Somalis online, I don't feel that way when I'm walking around in Minnesota. Nobody's, like, going, look at that dirty Somalian that stole, money from us. Like, nobody looks at me that way.
It's all online. All of the drama is on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. And
bless you.
I was gonna tell you, thank you. Another thing I noticed is I work at a center where there's a daycare as well, like in our neighborhood, and I talked to the owner there, and a lot of the daycare centers have been getting hit, like not in a bad way, but like ever since the video of Nick Shirley and all this, DHS holding payments to not just mental health services providers, but the child care side. They've been coming the last 2 weeks just checking in. Hey, can we see your list of kids? Can we see how many kids you have? And right now, actually, what do you call it? I just wanted to say for the record, Nick Shirley is a scammer and a liar. And the Administration of Children and Families found no fraud as they went door to door to most of the Somali daycares this week. And then the ones like, for example, the Leering Center, that one, Quality Learning Center, has decided, and I 100% respect their moves. They actually decided to close their licensure and they closed the daycare because that area is hot right now.
Yeah, like, they've been going up there harassing them. People are out there breakdancing. I'm like, what are y'all doing? The whole hood is in front of the Leering Center. I'm like, even the Crips was out there. I'm like, what is y'all doing at the Leering Center? Like, hey, cuz, we at the Leering Center. I'm like, okay, this too much.
They're doing dance breaks. And
they're over there sea walking. I'm like, y'all are doing too much on my timeline right now.
Exactly. And, I was going to say, like, this is just out of control. A lot of the centers right now, like the owners, are on, like, they're on the radar. Like, they're very scared right now and nervous because one thing I need people to understand, I know this is going to be a little bit hard if you've never left the United States or mingled with other groups of people, especially communities like the Somali community that are usually to themselves. I need people to understand the fear that people have in my community, especially the elders, because they never come for me. They never come for people like me that speak English good, that have been here for a while. Like, they don't ever talk to us. I wish they could talk to the younger generation. They always go for the older people that are the elders, the ones that don't really know English that well, that want to be quiet. My culture is normally a quiet culture. Like, yes, they fight. Yes, they have, tribalism and all that. But what I'm trying to say is we do things the right way, and we have our own inner conflicts, but how our mannerisms are and how this, like, the lies that are being spewed about my culture, it has affected me online. I really hate seeing it because Somalis are one of the nicest people in the world. Like, we'll welcome you, open our doors to you, give you food. We'll, like, give you money even. Like, it's a cat. That's a part of our religion. Our religion is Islam. And I want to also mention, you know, the hatred of being Somali has nothing to do with also being Black. It has to do with being Muslim. I've seen a lot of people online. I want to debunk that. People saying, oh, aren't you guys, I know Black. Black is a race. It's not an ethnicity unless you're a Black American in the United States. Mm-hmm. And I want people to understand, I love Black people so much. Black Americans made the way for us to be here. And I will never take that for granted. I will never take that for granted. And I learned that on my own, not even through the school system. So there is like a really big push right now I've been seeing with this divide racially where Black Americans feel like, well, this has nothing to do with us. You know, this is not our problem. And they're even siding with ICE. I saw a lot of people like where, like not a lot, I should say some online, where they were like saying like the lady Renee, you know, she should have never interfered and she should know how to like stand her ground. And, you know, and then there's a Black man that was killed in LA too, Keith Porter, where I don't understand why he didn't get much attention. That kind of pissed me off as well when I found out ICE killed a man.
I just heard about him today.
Yeah.
I just heard about him today, the Keith Porter guy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. But going back to Renee, though, I wanted to not focus too much on the identity part, but also just Renee. Renee Good, I felt so sad the whole day on Wednesday. I didn't even want to work, honestly. I called off work the next day. Me and my sister attended the vigil, and we paid our respect. And, you know, just seeing how sad the whole city was. And nobody was angry, like angrily protesting the way that guy burning the flag, he was trying to like agitate people. Like nobody was on that type of time. Like, let's go burn the city down. Nobody was doing that. Yeah. Everybody was like in a circle, loving, giving each other hugs, crying. So I need people to understand this is a great example of if you're white, if you're Black American, if you're Italian, I don't care. If you're Jewish, if you are any race, they do not care. If you're any ethnicity, they do not care. If you're standing in their way, they will take you out. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why we need them out of our state, and we've been pushing for them out of our state, because why are they tampering with the evidence? Why are they not allowing the state to handle what happened? Right now, the FBI and I forgot, I think it's the ICE themselves, DHS, they decided to conceal the evidence of what happened with the situation, and they're not handing it over to, you know, Hennepin County Commissioner and our county to take over it. So it's just, I'm just like, the fact that you could be literally standing outside of your house, getting out of a parking lot, a one-way street, and you're, you know, surrounded by ICE just trying to get out the way, and you don't want to comply. That doesn't give you any reason to be killed that way. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. This country loves guns way too much. Like, we got to stop being so trigger happy and, you know, and look out for each other, whether you are a law enforcement agent. And I respect law enforcement. I really do. And it just makes me mad just how there's this big push between the left and the right and this divide. And then it's affecting us, Minnesotans, where we're generally a blue state. And I do want to debunk that one more time, too. Sorry, I'm rambling.
2 minutes, girl.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Somalis. I saw a lot of people saying Somalis voted for this, y'all voted for that, Republican. No, we've always been blue. Bill Clinton brought us here, actually. That's one thing I need people to know.
So, yeah, they keep saying Obama brought all the Somalians. I'm like, the Somalians been here since the 90s. Obama wasn't a president back then.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But that's my thoughts, sis. I just wanted to say thank you so much. You look beautiful, and I love what you're doing, and I hope you feel better as well. I just want you to know, like, I'm thinking about you, and you're in my prayers, and thank you. I just really love all your work. Seriously, like, thank you for coming on live today. I had to tell her, please come.
I know. I'm like, I hadn't slept, and then I had to go to the clinic, and I'm like, I gotta go. I'm gonna be on Riverside. I was like just so nervous because it was just so much. And then I ended up at RG in Kenya. Shout out to them. They called me and they're like, we're praying with you. We're going to stay on the phone with you until you get to your clinic appointment. They did. They rode with me all the way from out here to the south side. So now I appreciate y'all just always like having my back and supporting me and checking in on me and stuff like that. But
of course,
we'll definitely talk soon. But thank you so much for like just calling in and just sharing, you know, your side and what your community and stuff is going through, because it's real and it's like everybody is being affected out here right now. And yeah, my heart is literally like just breaking. It's been a rough 2 days. Ever since I got back from South Carolina, it's just been nonstop. Yeah.
Same. Pray for our city, you guys.
Definitely.
Pray for the world right now.
Yeah. All right, sis. We'll talk later.
All right, sis.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good night. All right, y'all. I'm glad y'all were able to hear. And I'm glad she was able to just, you know, kind of call in and, you know, kind of share her own testimony and what's going on with her community, because, you know, it is a lot of like just a lot of racism going on, a lot of people painting an entire community with one brush, when again, fraud happens in all communities. I mean, hell, you know how many times people could say that Nigerian scam and this and that, you know what I'm saying? No, not every Nigerian is a scammer. You know what I'm saying? But again, that community has been tied to scamming, you know, the lover boy scam and all that stuff. And that's why I say that, you know, we got to hold people accountable when they're wrong. You know, you just got to. And that's why, you know, I was, like I said in my first live when I talked about the fraud situation, I was low-key very disappointed at how I was attacked when I talked about Wendy Osefo. How people try to dismiss it like it's not a big deal and, you know, you're going in on this Nigerian woman and this and that. No, I'm going to go in on her because you know that stereotype that's given to Nigerians. And why is somebody who's as educated as Wendy Osefo and her lawyer husband, why would you guys be involved in something like that simply to keep up with the Joneses and keep up appearances? You know, so for people to try and dismiss that and not want to really talk about it, to me, that's bullshit. Because if y'all can talk about everything that African Americans do and mistakes that African Americans may make, then have the same energy when Nigerians or anybody else is caught up in some bullshit. You know, but yeah, I got cussed out and drugged, honey. I said, well, it is what it is. Bitch, I'ma still clown her and her mama. And I'ma say that, you know, her mom needs $5,000 a week for skin bleaching and fufu. I said it. Shit. Y'all not have no damn chill. But yeah, it's a lot going on, man. It is. It's 9:30. I'm not tired. I did take a nap. I don't know if y'all are ready to go. I'm not gonna leave, but I still got some energy. So we can keep talking. I still got some more videos we can watch. Let me read some more of these super chats here. Let's see. Let me scroll up where we leave off at. Okay. And Sarah Music sent $13.99. Says, love from Toronto. I'm praying for Minnesota. It's been nonstop since 2020. It really has. Thank you so much for the super chat, love. I appreciate you. Peace Protector 7 cent $5. You get weapons, badges, 50K bonus, immunity if you join ICE, no training whatsoever. And you know the sad part about that is that a lot of these people are joining because not even because they want to be assholes per se, right? You got some people, they love to have authority over others, but you got some people really joining because they're broke. There's no jobs out here right now. People are struggling to take care of their families. And it's almost like they made the system like that, where jobs are not plentiful anymore. No one's hiring. Everyone's struggling. But ICE somehow got this $1 billion, whatever, however many millions of dollars budget to where they can give people $50,000 sign-on bonuses. It's really sad. Let's see here. Miss Diva sent $4.99. She says YouTube has a commercial running, hiring for ICE with $50,000 bonus sign-ons. Looking good, sis. Happy New Year, darling. Thank you so much and Happy New Year. So even YouTube is running ads for a $50,000 sign-on bonus. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see here. Okay, nope, I read that. Malia AFA 4201 sent $4.99, says, T, I can feel your energy through the screen, but this is also why I love you, because you're a real, praying for your city. Love you, T. Love you too, and thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Greg Williams 2792 sent $19.99, says, welcome back on the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, and thank you for joining us tonight. Tip Lyric 9158 sent $2, says, Ice Dude reminds me of the pot of boiling water dude. I'm not sure who that was. Let's see here. Andy Lopez 142 sent $9.99, says, the thing that I find crazy about this whole fraud incident is that I'm starting to see a lot of people wake up and say that they are sick of paying taxes. It's all over my TikTok feed. Yeah, I'm seeing that as well. I'm seeing a lot of people saying they don't want to pay taxes. What is the point of paying taxes? You know, especially when people are getting away with fraud and other people are working so hard just to pay their bills. You know, I totally get the frustration. You know, it's really sad. And the second you don't pay your taxes, you go to jail. Meanwhile, you got billionaires who pay the bare minimum, if anything, in taxes. Insane. DJ Chevali sent $4.99, says, Happy New Year's, T. These times are getting hard. Stay prayed up, everyone. I agree. Thank you for the super chat. Ollie PY2CK sent $4.99, says, Obama deported more illegal immigrants than any president, and you didn't hear about ICE taking out people during his presidency. Right. And he made sure to deport the ones that were criminals, who were doing wrong. They weren't going around, you know, harassing anybody that they just felt, you know, had brown skin or accent or looked too Mexican or, you know, too whatever. That was the difference. Backnote, hopefully I said that right. She just gifted a membership. Thank you for that. ZT Black sent $5. Said, I don't know what words are banned for South Carolina on YT, but I give up on my question. Thank you for all you do. Oh, I didn't know they were banning certain words. I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for the super chat. That's really weird. Nala the Lion, I think it says. Nala the Lion sent $5. Says, I have to add what I said. We're being told to keep the windows up, the doors locked, because people have jumped into cars trying to escape. Wow. But I can see that. That is so scary that people are so scared that they're running into oncoming traffic trying to get in people's cars. Wow. That is so sad. Okay, Ashley5675 sent $20. Says, I watched you in 2017. I'm 25. You mentioned earlier about people who lack faith in the white ally. I become more pessimistic. I'm from Michigan. I moved to Texas, and the people are basically the same. It's hard to trust, but I hear you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, no matter where you live, people are going to be people, you know. And when I talk about white ally, I'm just talking about people who kind of step outside their comfort zone for people of color, and they're standing on the front lines. But at the end of the day, you still have to use your discernment and figure out who you can and can't trust, who you can and can't have around you, regardless if they're white or black. Like we say, all skin folk ain't your kinfolk. Trust and believe. So thank you for the super chat, sis. Let's see here. A back note, she gifted a total of 7 memberships. So thank you so much for that. Jade Alexander 6277 sent $5, says, I work at the hospital and I received an email about ICE trying to detain patients from the ER. What legal steps to take to prevent it from happening? That is insane. They're going to hospitals now? I guess I shouldn't even be shocked because they showed up at Roosevelt High School. They're just trying to fill a quota at this point. Scary. Angelique Hogan sent $4.99, says, do you think that former ICE agents will expose everything and what happens in those camps in the future? They might. I think, once things settle down and we're in the future, maybe a year or two from now, you'll have, whistleblowers who want to tell about their time in ICE and the atrocities that they saw. I could definitely see that happening. Yeah. The Combs 444 says, you ever purified yourself in Lake Minnetonka? No. Is your last name Combs? I know a lot of Combs up here. So you might be related to some people that I know. I've been to Lake Minnetonka. I have been. I've never, swam in Lake Minnetonka. I can't swim, to be honest. Let me keep it real, okay? I love the beach. I love the waters, but I don't know how to swim. So the most you'll get me, and it has to be warm water. Like when I go down to Miami and stuff, I will go in the Atlantic Ocean out that way. I only go about maybe thigh deep. I'll just, splash around. But as far as diving in, yeah, no. I don't know how to swim. So no, I've never purified myself in Lake Minnetonka. I will go and I will touch lakes. I'll go in and when I went to Lake Superior, and that's the coldest lake in the world, I did touch it, but Lake Superior is just extremely cold. You can't, be in there for too long at all. I don't even I put my foot in there when I was in 3rd grade and never again. So when I was in Lake Superior, I put my hands in there and, just kind of felt the water and the energy. But I haven't done that at Lake Minnetonka. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go there when it gets warmer. Because right now it's probably, it's not frozen. It's been too warm to really freeze. But I do like going out there, though. I will, get on the little, the boats and stuff. I'll do dinner cruises on Lake Minnetonka. Those are always fun. But they're bougie. They're bougie. You can't really dance and turn up. When we want to turn up, we go on the Mississippi River. Those river cruises are fun. You can turn up on the Mississippi. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Camp 216. Hey sis, I hope you're doing well. She sent $9.99. She says, prayers to all of Minnesota. All of us Americans are going through it. Keep following the light and spreading love to everyone. New year, new us. Same stuff, unfortunately. F ICE. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Pip Blue Fan, Sam 499 says, hey, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. C. Cavalli sent $20. Says, happy 2026 African Queen. I love your opinion. Please, I feel like their goal is to divide us in any way they can. It's rooted and they want to exploit it and use it as long as they exploit us while making billions. Yes, the division is real. You see it on social media. You see it on TikTok. And that's how you do it. You divide the men and the women. The foreign blacks versus the African American blacks, the whites versus the blacks, the Latinos, even in their community, the Cubans and the Venezuelans thinking that they're better than the Mexicans, but then they got the same treatment. It's all about divide and conquer, because if we can have everybody, especially the whole left and right, that's the biggest divide in this country. Because if we can have y'all fighting, if we can have a bunch of poor people and middle class people fighting each other, I'm MAGA, I'm left, I'm right, I'm this, I'm that. I'm a groyper. I'm Team Candace Owens. I'm Team Ben Shapiro. I rock with Tucker Carlson. I like the Young Turks. I like Adam Mocklear. I like Keith Edwards. If we can keep dividing and, you know, I'm team this person and team that person, as long as y'all are arguing and going back and forth, then you have no time to see the big picture, who's really walking away with the bag, who's really stealing from up under you. That's why all this stuff is happening. It's all nonsense at the end of the day. When those healthcare premiums went up, guess what? They affected everybody. I don't care if you lived in a red state, if you wore a MAGA hat every day to the grocery store. When those premiums went up, they affected everyone. So it's not about right versus left. It's not about black versus white. It's not about male versus female. It's not about gay versus straight. They want the conflict. They want the division. That's why I didn't want all that stuff on my channel during the whole political situation. We can have discourse, but all that back and forth and I'm Team Trump, I'm Team Kamala, we're not doing that over here. I don't get no check from either side. So we're not bringing that over here. There's a bigger picture. There's bigger fish to fry. Y'all want to argue? Y'all take that shit to Twitter. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. That is their goal, to divide. Because if everybody is divided and we're saying that it's those people's fault, it's the Somalis, it's the Mexicans, it's the natives. As long as you can blame everybody else, then you're not going to focus on who's really put you in that situation. For the sake of Haiti, what's up? They said, hey T, are you going to do a video on space/the ocean? I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to do that video. I know y'all been asking for like 2 years. I don't know. I still got to finish my my Orisha part 2 video. And especially now that I came back from South Carolina and I just got an even more deeper perspective on stuff. You know, even going down there and learning more about Gullah Geechee culture and stuff like that. But I still got to work on that deep dive. So hope I can get that done within the next few weeks. I have to go and Monday I have to go undergo another procedure. So I probably will be out for another few days. So I won't have time to work on any deep dives this coming up week. But hopefully the next week I'll feel somewhat better and I can get back into my deep dives. But the whole ocean space thing, I just don't know if I want to put it into context yet. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know, like, I really have to sit and think how I can contextualize it from my brain to where it will make sense for people where they just don't think I'm batshit crazy. And I think that's the hardest part. Because, you know, from the time we've been kids, we've always been taught that space is up there. So, but once I can figure out how to, like, contextualize it and, like, take it from my brain into, like, video form, I will do it. But right now, I can't even think of how I would put it together. Do I start with Genesis? You know what I'm saying? When he split the land and the sea? I don't even know. But thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Let's see here. Tip Lyrical says that YouTube would not allow them to write the names of the ICE officer. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're on their censorship thing again. Black Fatigue sent $5, says, seems like Baba Vega, the blind lady, was right about 2026. The alien spaceships 3I Atlas is in our solar system, and World War III is nigh or near, I think maybe we're writing. I'm not really sure who Baba Vega is. I can't think of who that is. I'm going to have to look them up. But thank you for the super chat. Divine Beauty says, very true about taxes. The state froze my account over $600 and messed up my holiday. Oh, yeah. Let you owe something. They will freeze your account until they get every dime, but let you overpay. That was the biggest lesson I had to learn when I finally started making money. When I overpaid by thousands, guess what they told me? Oh, we'll just take that off your next bill. They refused to send me a check for my overpayment. So that's why I make sure every year we're not overpaying shit. I want to know the exact amount, because they don't give you your money back if you overpay, but let you owe them. They will freeze your shit. Baby G says, it's frustrating how everyone wants solidarity. Hold on, it just disappeared. When every group insisted on always being othered, none of these groups want to address that. Yeah, you know. But again, it's all a personal choice. You know, you don't have to give solidarity if you don't want to. It's all a personal choice. If you want to stand in solidarity, do it. And if you don't owe anybody anything. But one thing that people do need to recognize is that, you know, at the end of the day, African Americans led the way. They really did. They led the way for everybody to have the rights that they have as far as minority groups. That's why I always say, like I was telling y'all on Discord, you know, and when I did the deep dive, and that's why I really drove deep into, like, you know, Gullah Geechee culture and the cultures of the you know, South Carolina and then New Orleans and things like that. Never let people, especially from other countries, tell you that you guys don't have a culture. African Americans have a very strong culture, and your culture is not hip hop. That's a fraction of the culture, but that's not, that hip hop is not African American culture per se. African Americans have a very, very deep, well-documented culture of building this country brick by brick. And I think that's where a lot of this conflict has come in, is that you have a lot of foreigners and people who've come from other countries who have immigrated here from all backgrounds. I don't care if you're African, if you're Caribbean, if you're from the Middle East, if you're from India, Russia, wherever you immigrated from. People came and then somehow thought they were better than the people who are already here. So I get why a lot of African Americans are frustrated and feel like, no, we told y'all so. We told y'all not to vote for this, and y'all didn't want to listen. You can't tell people who built this country to pull themselves up by the bootstraps when they laid the foundation for your motherfucking ass to even have some bootstraps. So I get the frustration. I do. So that's why I say to you, sis, you do what feels right in your heart. You don't owe anybody anything. It's time for all these groups to stand up and hold their own nuts, to be honest with you. So, yeah. If y'all haven't been to the Low Country as an African American, you need to go. You need to go and go pay homage. You need to go and really immerse yourself in the culture down there. you know, we just learned so much stuff while we were down there this past week, and just to see how powerful Black people are. You know, to come from the shores of Africa, to come from where Africans were selling their own people into bondage. Because there was already slavery going on in Africa. You know, I talked about that. You had the Arab slave trade, and you had Africans, you know, born with other tribes and enslaving other Africans. And then the white men came and they totally remixed it. And then you got chattel slavery, which is one of the worst slaveries. But to have people come all the way from Africa to survive that Middle Passage, as horrible as it goes so deep, the stuff that even went on the slave ships. And these were that's why I like when I travel with people, you have to really travel with like-minded, smart individuals who know how to turn up, party, dance, but still, when I tell you the conversations we were having at the Airbnb were some of the deepest conversations I've had in a long time. Where we could talk about everything from hip-hop music to politics to slavery. And a lot of times we don't even talk about the things that went on the slave ships. What some of those white people went, because those were human beings as well. The information has been so sanitized that you look at it like these white men came from Africa, they enslaved Africans, put them on ships, and somehow ended up in the Caribbean and North America. But do you understand that some of those white men who were forced, a lot of them were forced to be slave catchers? These were white people who were thieves. They had loans that they had to pay out. They were indentured. A lot of them, they didn't want to be on those ships for months and months. Do you know how many of them white folks died? So imagine these people capture you. They done fallen ill. Some of those ships, those slaves had to figure out how to take over the boat. Because some of them white ship owners died during the Middle Passage as well. So it goes so deep. So when I tell you, for people to come through all that, and for all of us to be where we're at today in this time and space, you got to recognize the stuff that came before us and how many people fought and bled and died. Peoples whose names that we will never know. People's faces that we'll never see. But they fought, bled, scraped, scrounged, survived, so that each and every one of us that's here tonight, over 6,000 people in the chat, could be here. That's powerful. So don't ever, ever let anybody from any country tell you that you as an American, especially an African American, don't have no culture. Nah. Don't ever let people play in your face like that. Shout out to all my Gullah Geechee people in the chat. We see you, Troy. Shout out to my Gullah people. Yeah, man. It's a lot. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of history in this country. And I think people think we're just so far removed. And I think because we live in modern times, you know, we're podcasting and doing all this modern stuff, but it, you know, we could definitely be at war this year. And it's really sad to think about. Somebody made a comment one day I seen on the internet, and they said, when Martin Luther King was fighting civil rights, and regardless of how you feel about Martin Luther King, that's between you and God. But when he was fighting and doing the civil rights movement, he was only about 26 years old. The Black Panthers, they were teenagers. Bobby Seale and I, they were like 20, 21. Like, these weren't like 40-year-old men. These were young people. And they said, what are the young people today doing? All they're talking about is their mental health. They need a mental health break. No shade. But I thought that was like a really good point. Like, these folks were fighting. They were on the front line in their 20s. So when I seen those young kids at Roosevelt fighting like that, I'm like, that's the spirit of the Black Panthers. That's the spirit of Martin. That's the spirit of the civil rights movement. Y'all can call them hoodlums and whatever else. But those are like, that they're no different than the same kids who sat at those lunch counters and said, you know what? This ain't cool. We deserve to sit at the same lunch counters and order food and not get our food from the back of the restaurant. It's just history repeating itself in a different form. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Thank you, Lamb. People think that this stuff was so long ago. People have great-grandmothers that to this day, they had to drink from Black-only water fountains. This was not a long time ago. Even wasn't it that we posted like a month, I don't know, like 2 months ago, if my memory doesn't fail me, Ruby Bridges, the lady who was the little girl in the white dress that was one of the first Black kids to integrate the schools. Didn't she just walk at New York Fashion Week, and other people from the civil rights? Some of the people who sat at the lunch counters, didn't they just do like a runway show? If I'm not mistaken, I believe we posted that. The fact that Ruby Bridges is still alive, this is not ancient history. Dragon Tamar says, my grandmother lived in a sundown town. Yeah. Somebody said their mom did. They drank from Black-only water fountains. My great-grandmother was born my great-great-grandmother was born a slave. My dad was born when segregation legally ended. Yeah. Yeah, history is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Sky says, I'm 25 and I learn something new every time I visit your channel. Thank you. That makes me feel good. I love when people come to my channel and they take something away from my channel. I really appreciate that, especially young people, because you guys are the future. You guys are the future. All these old folks that are making these decisions, they're not going to be here in the next 10, 15 years. What is the future going to look for y'all? So let me see. I've been on here for 2 hours. We can watch some more videos. I have a few more videos. Let me see if there's any updates. Let me see what else is going on in Minneapolis. I know Midas Touch was live on the scene. I don't know if they still are. Oh, they're still live. Damn, they've been live like for a minute now. Let's see. Let me refresh. See if this. Yeah, they're still live. Let's see what Midas Touch is talking about. They're interviewing somebody. Let's watch. Let's be nosy, honey. Let's see what they've been live for like 10 hours. All right, Midas Touch.
Son of an immigrant and biracial. My mom is white, Scandinavian from Minnesota. My dad is from Pakistan. And, you know, I've felt the oppression from not just the threat around ICE and, you know, the most recent infiltration or the extended one you've been covering, but frankly, the kind of the rhetoric and tone, again, carrying back 10 years. Seeing that happen to a white, young, beautiful mother and wife and partner of someone else, my heart just broke. Because again, I had previously been thinking of how I wanted to be out here to represent the marginalized communities. And of course, she is part of a very key marginalized group, don't get me wrong, from an LGBTQ perspective. But I think perhaps this is a call to arms to certain people, and I think you've even covered them in the last couple days, that maybe were Trump supporters, maybe have leaned a certain way for a while, but they realize this is bigger than, left, right, as I said earlier. There's this, we've crossed a line where there's no longer human dignity, no longer humanity. My heart broke is the direct answer. Sorry to be long-winded. My heart broke when I saw that happen. And I thought that could have been me.
Okay, so it looks like what's happening there at the hotel, one of the hotels that ICE is staying at, and it's 10:04 right now in Minneapolis. So they're out there. They're outside, literally. So that's what they're, and that's, shout out to Status Quo. They be everywhere. So it's on the Midas Touch channel, but it's Status Quo that's out there. They go to like everywhere. Flint, Michigan, anywhere that there's something going on, they go and, they film and, live stream and stuff like that. So that's what they're talking about. Let me see. Let me just look for some like updated news. Give me just a second. See what else is going on here. See if there's any more updates in Minneapolis in like the past hour. What is this? Protest grows across the country. Yeah, there's been a lot of people out. Not just Minneapolis, but everywhere. Protesting. Live on. So there's a lot of like just different people live. Okay, Laura Ingraham is in Minneapolis. I low-key want to see what are you asking people? Y'all feel like watching Laura Ingraham, seeing what the fuck she's doing? I can't stand some of the people at Fox News. I don't even feel like hearing her voice. I'm not even gonna do it. Pro and anti-ICE demonstrations clash. This was 3 hours ago. And they're also protesting the Hilton. So that's going on right now. There's a whole bunch of drama that happened with the Hilton Hotel. Wow. Here's another live shot. I'm going to just click on a bunch of stuff. I'm up. I'm outside. Well, I'm inside, but I'm up. I'm not tired. So I'm going to just stay on here with y'all. We can just watch stuff for the time being. Okay. So let me click on this real quick. Let me see what they're doing. They're live.
Stop the noise! It sounds like a taser! It sounds like a taser! It sounds like a weapon! Go, move back!
There's a lot of Somalis too. I see a lot of Somalis in this video.
Are you actually about to do this shit?
That drumming you hear, all that drumming in the background, that's the natives. So you got a lot of the natives that are drumming and stuff at these protests. Now, okay, so what is going on? Because we were asking what's going on with Hilton. So what happened is that basically the Hilton Hotel, there's a subsidiary. You know how they have like Marriott Bonvoy and they have Hilton Honors? So somebody at one of the Hilton chain found out that ICE was going to be staying there. So they sent ICE a message and said, we're canceling y'all's reservations. We don't want y'all staying here. We're not okay. You know, they don't want the headache, right? They don't want the protest. So what ICE did, they took to Twitter and added Hilton and was like, oh, you guys are discriminating against a federal agency. How dare y'all not allow us to stay at this hotel in Minneapolis? So initially everybody was like, okay, we're all going to support Hilton. We'll be staying at Hilton's because they turned ICE away. But that was a Hilton chain. So then what the big Hilton did, they kicked that hotel off of their chain. They said that we're not going to be a part of them because they sent an undercover in there and the people still did not let ICE come and stay. So Hilton said that they were cutting them off of their Hilton Honors, you know, conglomerate, right? And so now people are pissed in the Twin Cities and now people are boycotting Hilton because Hilton supported ICE. So that's where the drama came in with Hilton. Let me see what else. Yeah, they're all on the same spot. Let me see if I can find that video that my friend was talking about with that Somalian cab driver going back and forth with ICE. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, and Jasmine Crockett said some real stuff too. She was like breaking down crying. I felt really bad. Okay, he's funny. He went viral. All right, we gonna watch him. This is the Somali Uber driver that we was talking about on the phone. If y'all haven't seen this video, this is viral on social media. Let me fix my screen here. All
right. What's up, officer?
How's it going?
Where we at?
Where what?
Where are we at?
Where are we at?
Yeah, can you tell them this location? What are we doing here?
You can feel free.
I'm just chilling at my job in the Uber, and this lady just pulls over, and she's like, are you a U.S. citizen? In a parking lot at work. That's the officer lady. And they just shot somebody right now in Minnesota. Imagine that. Are we in Germany? Why are you guys doing this?
You tell me, sir.
Why are you guys going around just asking people like at work whether they're U.S. citizens or not? Are you guys not supposed to be patrolling the border?
Do you want to answer the question or not?
Why would I answer you? Where's your warrant?
We're running a plate.
Run your plates. You do whatever you want.
You can record. Feel free.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy though, right? Like you guys leave the border and go harass people based on their skin color? Ain't that a shame? Are you doing this to everybody or is it just black people? Come on now, you know what it is. And you got a GoPro.
Yes.
That's
recording, I'm recording.
Is that work issued?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
They're giving you guys GoPros? What happened to the police body cameras?
I don't have a body camera.
This way you can delete the video and make your own stuff. You know that, right?
How do you know?
Because it's not going to a server. It's going to a little SD card or something. You guys just murdered somebody in cold blood in this city today, and God brought you guys to me at work. I'm literally working here, and you guys are literally impeding my income, asking me retarded questions. You know, I've been sitting here since 10 a.m. waiting for a ride, and right now I'm getting rides. And if I leave, I'm afraid you motherfuckers might just shoot me.
Are you a U.S. citizen, sir?
Why would I answer you?
Because if you're not a citizen of this country, you have to have your immigration.
Why would I not be a citizen of this country, man?
What a ridiculous question. Why would I have an immigration?
Are you a citizen? Are you a dude? Listen, I'm here working. You're working too, right? So go. It says U.S. Border Patrol. This is not the border. Go to the Canada border or the Mexico border.
If you were from
I'm
this
working,
country,
dude.
If you were from this country,
If
no,
what do you
I'm an
mean?
immigration
What do you
officer.
mean if I'm from this country?
I can hear you don't have the same accent
What?
as me. That's why I'm
Oh,
asking
so
you.
you're going by accents now?
I wanna know
Is
where
that
you
what
were
it
born.
is?
Where were you born?
Is that accents? Have you heard the Israeli accent? Have you heard the European accent?
You just
It's
proved your
garbage.
point. You're a
It's
brilliant
retarded,
man. You
dude.
just proved my point.
You
You're
going
a
by
brilliant
accents?
man.
Mr. Mills, Mr. Mills. Where you from, Mr. Mills, with your big ass body? Where you from? Yeah, all of these other motherfuckers small, man. Look at your officers. Hey, the famous guy. I've seen this guy on TikTok. Look at it. He got gas canisters and shit. What's up, officer? What's going on? How you doing?
I have better than I deserve.
Man, let me step out, man.
So yeah, he's funny. Like he was, letting them know, like, you're not about to come here and just pump me at my job. So he went viral, but you heard that officer basically say, I hear your accent. Not because he was doing anything wrong, simply because he has an accent. So it's crazy. And it looks like we got a big super chat. Oh my gosh. It's Shanette. Sent $500. Says, just sending you a blessing, sis. Thank you so much, Shanette. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Thank y'all for y'all support for the super chat. $500. Thank you so much. I really, 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 really appreciate it. It, like I said, it just shows I got a lot of real ones around me. So thank you, man. Yeah, so it's a lot going on in the city right now. Let me see. I got a few more videos. There was a part 2 to this, though, because he ended up talking to, because Somali Snaps on Instagram, they've been posting all the little tea. But he went in on the cop, the main border guy or whatever. Like, they started talking some more. A housing protest in Minneapolis. Okay, they just posted this. There are now more ICE agents in Minneapolis than police officers combined. What? We're going to watch some of these videos on Somali Snap. Hold on. Let me pull this up. They've been posting some new stuff. Let's see. All right. Let's see this video. Oh, my God. This is 4 minutes. Okay, this is 4 minutes ago. So this is breaking. Where is this at? In Minneapolis, of the hotel where ICE. Oh, so they must have got in. So that other live stream that we were just watching, it looks like they got in. Oh shit, hell is breaking loose now. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Somalis are wilding over south. Not y'all. Oh my gosh. It's lit over south. Oh my God. Child, welcome to my city. They are over south. Why? It is 10:17. They are out there wilding. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what else. What else is going on? So this is in downtown Minneapolis right now. So usually Friday night, everybody be downtown Minneapolis, tipsy. So now they're in downtown as well as the south side. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this was the news clip they had just posted. Okay, let me see.
That are making our community less safe. By the numbers, according to our well-respected Minneapolis Police Chief, Brian O'Hara, there are now more ICE agents in Minnesota than there are police officers, combined Minneapolis Police Force and St. Paul Police Force. So they are outnumbering our own local police officers out on the streets. They have picked up people who are legal, who have passports, who are yelling, I have a passport, I have a passport, look at my phone, I have a passport. And this is just got to stop. That are making our community.
This is why they're out here wilding. They're just harassing people at this point. There's more ICE agents right now in Minneapolis than Minneapolis police, because we've had a shortage of Minneapolis police for a while now.
Is the mission being stopped because you guys are showing so much patience? You're showing so much restraint. We showed video just last night of a woman bum rushing you and hitting you. I mean, how do you do your job under these circumstances?
Jesse, the mission is not going to stop, and it hasn't stopped. We've got thousands of agents in the largest Department of Homeland Security mission ever conducted. Thousands of agents here in Minneapolis and across Minnesota conducting this mission. So it's not stopping, and that professionalism is on display every day. I tell you, I am absolutely amazed at the restraint and the professionalism that ICE, Border Patrol, and all those allied law enforcement agencies provide every single day, especially in the face of hundreds of violent agitators, violent mobs, rioters, you name it, those agents are subject to that every day. It's almost like a running battle for a 10 or 12-hour shift, a running battle all shift long. And hats off to the ICE and Border Patrol agents.
A battle in the streets while you're conducting.
Okay, I can't stand Jesse Waters. Is this the video they were telling me? This might be the video they were telling me.
Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Fuck you. Fascists, go home. Fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking pussy. What the fuck? What's your name?
Okay, this is a lady that they were talking about.
Step back.
This is crazy.
Step back.
Wow. Let's see what MPD's talking about.
I'm Somali, not a clan, not a flag of hate, not a tribe.
Okay, I can't play the music. They got the Somali jams going, but this was earlier in the day. So, And I know a lot of people are asking, you know, where's the police and stuff like that. Right now, the Minneapolis police can't do anything. Their hands are basically tied because they're state and federal Trump state. So there's not a whole lot the police can do, unfortunately. But I see that Moneybag Mo is in the building. Mo sent $499.99. Mo, thank you so much and Happy New Year. I hope 2026 blesses you even more the way that you've blessed me all through 2025. I really appreciate you. So thank you guys, you and Shanette both, for the big super chats. It means a lot to me. So thank you. Man, it's a lot. It's a lot just to like take in and try to digest. Yeah. Me Love You says this is emotional. It really is. Zell Fruit said, what did Jasmine say? Let me find the clip. I have it saved. Give me just a second here. Hold on. Let me go back to my page. Okay, Jasmine Crockett, where's she at? Oh, you know what? Matter of fact, I had it on my Instagram page, to be honest with you. I think Madia had posted it. Yep, here it is. She did. All right, I found it. Let me share my screen with y'all. So this is what Jasmine Crockett had to say. Let me fix this real quick.
It is so hard to sit here sometimes because I didn't come to Congress to write laws or to do things that are hurting people. I'm just asking if there's any decency or heart or courage on that side of the aisle. The fact that a woman was killed, she was shot in her head, and y'all are pretending like nothing happened. I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you remember what our response was? Our response wasn't to sit there and pretend like it was okay. Is it okay because you have a badge? Because the last time I checked, allegedly no one is above the law. Can y'all not just have a little bit of courage and humanity? I am asking if there is anyone that will stand for the very people that elected us and sent us to Congress. You tell us things like, well, the immigrants are bad, and so we got to get all these bills because the immigrants are the ones that are causing the harm, they're bringing the crime. The mayor of Minneapolis told y'all to get the fuck out. Yet y'all are the ones, it is this administration that is bringing crime to their streets. That's what's happening. It is so hard to sit here sometimes.
Okay. So y'all heard what Jasmine Crockett had to say. You know, she's definitely going through it, as is everybody. Let me see. I know Marty's been posting a few things. Oh, and then they cut off. Oh, did y'all peep this? Ain't no federal funding. PBS. PBS is no more. No more sunny days, sweeping the clouds away. On my way to where the air is sweet. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? When we didn't have cable in the 80s and 90s, when I was growing up in South Minneapolis on the south side and going to Erickson Elementary School over south, PBS was everything. For poor kids whose family could not afford cable, PBS was everything for us. From watching Sesame Street to Eureka's Castle, and I think that was Nickelodeon. That's when we got cable. It was a lot of stuff on there. Yeah, Reading Rainbow. So because, yeah, Arthur, that came later on though. I was in high school when Arthur came out because I used to work in the daycare. When I was in high school, I worked in the daycare first period. And all the little kids in daycare, we'd make them cereal and they'd watch Arthur while we'd feed them cereal. So I know when Arthur first hit the streets. But when we were growing up, we didn't have cable. And PBS was everything to us. So when I seen this, I was just like, this is insane. Yeah, Mr. Rogers. This is insane. Lamb chops. I remember lamb chops. Lamb chops, play along, where kids come to play along, and fun things are all we ever do. Don't get me started. I remember them songs. And so to find out they shut down. So it's saying here that the fund, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which helped fund NPR News and PBS and many local radio and TV stations, is officially shutting down. Months after Congress passed spending cuts that stripped it of its more than $1 billion funding. CPS Board of Directors voted to dissolve the private nonprofit corporation after 58 years. 58 years. Sesame Street raised some of our parents. If your parents grew up in the States, it definitely raised a lot of Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z. Now, Gen Alpha, but especially Gen Beta, because any kid that's born January 2026 is Beta, they'll never experience Big Bird unless they have to watch it on, streaming. I couldn't believe it. So, they released this statement. For more than half a century, CPB existed to ensure that all Americans, regardless of geography, income, or background, had access to trusted news, educational programming, and local storytelling, said Patricia Harrison, CPB's president and CEO. Harrison added that when President Donald Trump signed into law last summer a measure to rescind funding by Congress, CPB's board of directors faced a profound responsibility. CPB's final act would be to protect the integrity of public media systems and democratic values by dissolving rather than allowing the organization to remain defunded, vulnerable to additional attacks. So that one hurt. Sesame Street and all of those shows, Elmo, they're no more. It's a wrap. Yeah, Bob Ross, Carmen Sandiego. I remember Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay, so this was the Governor Tim Walz talking about it yesterday.
Republicans want to tell you it's too dangerous to walk down the streets. Republicans want to tell you there's nothing good comes out of Minneapolis-St. Paul. Republicans want to tell you everybody with brown skin is stealing money or that they're not welcome here. They want to do nothing to improve this state. Their idea of improving this state is being a parrot for Donald Trump, agreeing to everything that he agreed with. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. It ain't happening. I'm not going anywhere. And you can make all your requests for me to resign over my dead body. Will that happen? I will fight this thing till the very end to make this state better. And the question that I think they need to decide is when did the guy in the White House resign? When does he take accountability for what he did? Because it isn't going to happen here in terms of us shying away from making the state better. Republicans want to tell you.
So I'm glad he spoke out. Initially, that goofy Nick Shirley was super gassed up. Oh, I got Tim Walz to resign because they tried to put so much pressure on him. Then initially on Monday, because I remember we had just got back from South Carolina, I heard that he wasn't going to run, for a third term and that he was going to resign early or something like that. And Nick Shirley and some people who were online were celebrating and happy and everything else. And so I think, because he was getting it too. I mean, they said that people were driving by his home and harassing him. He was being harassed on social media. People were calling his son the R word. you know, all types of just disgusting things like that. But he decided that he's not going to run. He's going to face this head on and do what he needs to do. And so, you know, he popped his shit. So let's go. Let me read some more of these super chats here. Jade Alexander. No, I read that earlier. Excuse me. Let's see here. Read that. Read that. Okay, potato 82675 sent $10. Says T, one thing I like about you is that you always report on the information that matters. I appreciate you keeping us informed in these times. You don't understand how important you are. Thank you. Thank you so much. And that means a lot to me because sometimes I feel like, you know what I'm saying, what am I doing this for? And, you know, you put yourself at risk making these videos and, you know, speaking truth to power. You know, the harassment and, you know, the stuff that you get for simply having an opinion. So I really thank you guys for supporting me as well. Because sometimes, like, yeah, this stuff really does take a toll on me mentally, you know, health-wise, you know, the shit that I'm dealing with. So I really appreciate that y'all appreciate me. So thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see here. Forever Texas Leather. I like that name. Forever Texas Leather. Says, Happy New Year's T. I know someone that worked in immigration detention center and there was a quota to lock up 1 million migrant workers. Wow. It makes sense because they're going after any and everybody at this point. And it's really scary. It really is. C. Cavalli 1496 sent a $50 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. WTF Wednesday sent $4.99 says, yes, start with Genesis, please. If they don't follow or understand the face of the deep dive that's on them, please put out the deep dive. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Crystal Diaz sent $4.99. She says, everything is spiritual. We need to stay prayed up and prepared. I can sometimes feel this shit and it's frightening. Thank you for being the voice, T. You are so welcome. And yeah, it definitely is. I feel like everything is starting here. It's very, very ritualistic because the Twin Cities is in the middle of the country, just like during George Floyd, you know, the twin pillars, the twin cities, the sister cities, the Janus. If you look up Janus, the two-faced god from, I think it was like ancient Rome, ancient Greek, something like that. It's like they're performing a Janus ritual. They know whatever happens in Minneapolis will soon pop off in St. Paul. That's the same thing that happened during George Floyd. Everything was on that side of the river. We found the kids eventually. Everybody came back home, went to sleep, woke up, boom, St. Paul was on fire and rioting and looting. So I believe they choose Minneapolis. They choose this city for a reason. Let's see here. The life of Ahmad. Sam 199 says, reducing culture to just hip hop is a hard slap. Yeah, I agree. There's way more to African American culture than just hip hop. Hip hop is a part of it, but that's definitely not, you know, that'd be like saying like Jamaican culture is just reggae. That's the music, that's a part of it, but that's not Jamaican culture. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is a slap in the face when people just equate American culture to hip hop and rap music or rap music videos. Blackfoot Baddie 1985 since 699 says America was built on slavery of Africans and the genocide of indigenous peoples. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. You know, it was black people who built Fort Sumter. They not only had to build it, put it together, and then they were the ones on the front line to die first. Yeah, We have a very, very interesting history in America. Let's see here. Mucho Dinero 2308 sent $49.99. Thank you so much, sis. Says T, looking beautiful as a Black American whose grandfather was born in 1886. Oh, wow. That's a long time ago. We know our true history of this country. We know that we were Aboriginals, and we're over the disrespect. We have to delineate before they can ever become real solidarity. Yeah, like I said, people got to do what they have to do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, no judgment for me at all. You do what you feel the need to do. But thank you for the super chat, sis. August Born just gifted 10 memberships. So thank you so much for gifting memberships, August. I appreciate you. My Leo friend. Let's see here. Keed 1348 says, I could not swim at the public pool in my town in 1998. Wow. And that closed to keep us from swimming in there. So I'm assuming you must lived in a small town, probably in the South, for them to make it where you guys couldn't even swim in the public pool. So when you guys would go to try and swim, they would close down the swimming pool. That's so sad. There's a Black girl, I always forget, a Black woman, excuse me. I always forget her name. She does like these history takes. I love when she pops up on my Instagram feed. And I remember she was talking about, like she'll take famous pictures from like the civil rights movement and she'll like expound on them. And there's a picture, and I had never seen the picture before, but it was at a hotel, and the Black people, they jumped into the pool, and you see a white man, he's pouring acid in the pool. And I guess these Black kids and the white kids, they were staging protests to allow Black and white people to swim together. And he was pouring acid in the pool. I forget her name, but she's dope. She does Instagram and TikTok videos. And she was like breaking down the history of that picture. And how when those kids got out the pool, they were burnt from the acid and everything. But those were, you know, young people taking a stand on the segregation at swimming pools. And because they didn't want Black people swimming in the pools, they would throw acid in the pools to burn them. Yeah. Oh, it's called intellectual media. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I love her. I love her videos. She did a breakdown that really like about photography and why in the 80s all of our pictures, like as a dark-skinned Black girl, all of our pictures look so dark. And she said that when they first started with pictures like Kodak, it was not meant for dark skin, like Black people, unless you were like really, really light skin. They made it off of this particular white model who had like real porcelain skin. So they made the cameras and the film around her skin tone. So when you see pictures from the 80s, you see Asians, you see anybody who's really light skinned or white. But if you were dark skinned, your face is just black. It's like a shadow. And it really resonated with me because my mom found an old picture of me there's not a lot of pictures of me when I was a baby or like, you know, a kid, just because we really couldn't afford a camera. But they did manage to find a picture of me, and I was so happy. And I have it on my refrigerator. And it kind of makes me sad because I'm in my grandmother's house and I have on this white dress with like long socks. And I think I'm like 3 years old, but you can't see my face. My face just looks like a black shadow. But my dress, you can see all the details in my dress. And so when I ran across her video, I'm like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. You can barely see my little face, but you can see the dress because the dress is white and my socks are white. You can see the details of the lace in my dress. But because I'm dark skinned, my face looks like a shadow. But I don't care. I still got it up on my refrigerator. So the boys seen it when they came over for Thanksgiving. They're like, Mom, that's you? And I'm like, yeah, they're like, we can't even see your face. It just looks like a black dot. I'm like, hey, not too much. Not too much on my face. Kodak did that shit on purpose, you know, so I was able to kind of educate them. But yeah, so I was just so happy that, you know, that she spoke on, because I ended up commenting on her post. Because I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. Because I'm like, why do I look all black? I'm like, you can't even see me. So I don't know. Maybe I can get it restored, because I would like to see what my face looked like as a 3-year-old. You know, like, y'all are blessed. Y'all got cell phone cameras, and, you know, I got pictures of my kids growing up because they, you know, grew up in the 2000s. But for all of us 80s babies, especially if we were dark skinned, we just look like little black dots. And now we know why. Yeah, we just look like a black blur. It's like, what the hell? It's just me in like this little cute little frilly dress and just a black dot in the face. You can't see my eyes. You can't, you know, you can kind of see my hair's in some type of pigtails. I was bald headed, so I don't know. I have a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying? Had some like little pigtails or something from what I could, you know, muster. But then it started like hurting my eyes to look at the damn picture. So I don't know. That shit pissed me off once I learned the truth. I just thought, I'm like, damn, like, how bad was our camera? Like, what did you take this on, Mom? A toaster? Like what camera was this? But she explained it that it was Kodak film. It was not meant for dark-skinned black people. So that's why everybody's pictures in the 80s look a hot-ass mess. Unless you were Michael Jackson and they put you in front of, you know, studio lights. But, you know, the average, you know, black person back then, you know, we didn't have no damn studio lights. You just had your camera. You're lucky if the camera came with a flash. So by the 90s, things got better. Because, I mean, I have pictures from high school and stuff, and you can see me clearly. You know, so by the 90s, it got better. But it took them fighting to make them, you know, have more representation than just this porcelain skin white lady. You know, people ranging a wide range of skin tones. But yeah, I never knew the history of Kodak and why all of my baby pictures, you know, you can barely see me. Damn it. I want a clear shot. But I don't know, like, can we restore them? Like, I'm like, damn, can I take this somewhere and see? Because I be seeing, like, on the internet, like, how people would do, like, them AI pictures, how they're, like, you know, make the picture look more clear. So I don't know if I can take it somewhere. But then I don't want it to get destroyed either, because there's not a whole lot of pictures of me from when I was a kid either. So, but I put it in a case, like a, you know, like the little sleeves that you can, like, I have a bunch of magnets on my refrigerator, so you can, like, protect your photo. So I put it in there in a magnet sleeve, so it's protected, so it don't get wet or nothing. So that's my picture, and I'm proud of it. Yeah, they try to go on me like, Mom, that's you? Like, I see the dress, but where's your face? I'm like, yeah, not too much. This is the history. So yeah, man, I love her videos. Like her, like, yeah, she really be educating. Let's see here. Somebody says, let me see. Dragon Tamer sent 1999 says, I love you, T. I'm young. I'm in medical school, and I've been listening to you since high school. I love your content. And when you read my comments, I be laughing my ass off. Well, thank you so much. And, you know what I'm saying, good luck in medical school. Super proud of you for going to medical school, because we definitely need more doctors and nurses, because the way these doctors are quitting on TikTok, I am really worried for what is about to, you know, what is going on in the medical establishment, because a lot of doctors are quitting and we need more young people in the medical field. So just good luck to you in your studies. And, you know, I hope you come back a few years from now and let me know that you've graduated and that you are a medical professional. So thank you so much. Let's see here. Baby G 7796 and 499 says, do you feel like we're living through another lockdown and don't know it yet? There's no jobs, no housing, riots. They're pushing people back into their homes. Yeah, it's starting to feel like that. Even now, you know, the masks are back. There's another virus out here. You know, I'm starting to see people masking up more. Even now when we're going to the clinic, they're asking us to put on a mask. So it's definitely starting to feel like 2020 all over again. It really is. So thank you so much for the super chat. NJ Goes South sent $20, says Jesse of Fox is a bum. Did he say that about January 6th? Because they said that was the day of love. Exactly. I just can't stand anything that Jesse Waters. He's such a bootlicker at this point. You know, I can't take him and Fox News seriously at all. Yeah, it's very funny how the January 6th people were heroes, you know, but these people who are protesting the death of a woman, you know, they're everything but a child of God. So it's insane. It's the hypocrisy for me. Let's see here. Joss222 sent $9.99 says, hey T, did you see what the president said about Greenland about an hour ago? He said he's going to own it before Russia or China. Yes, I did. We played that video right before you came. We did play that video. I was trying to find the video where he was talking about going into Mexico. Let me see if I can find that. He said he's going after the cartel. We know that's not why. Trump threatens military action. Has the Mexican president said anything yet? Ms. Sheinbaum? I think that's her name. I might be wrong. Okay, 2 hours ago he's talking about Colombia. What about Colombia now? Trump hardens lines on Colombia, Cuba, and Mexico. Let's watch this. This was 2 hours ago. This is insane.
Colombia
okay.
is very sick too.
Hold on, let me share my screen. Let me hold on, it's on the YouTube video. Okay. This is crazy. All right. So in this video, he is talking about Colombia and Mexico and basically Latin America. So let's watch this real quick.
Colombia is very sick too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you. Mexico has to get their act together because they're pouring through Mexico, and we're going to have to do something. We'd love Mexico to do it. They're capable of doing it, but unfortunately the cartels are very strong. Cuba looks like it's ready to fall. I don't know if they're going to hold out. But Cuba now has no income. They got all of their income from Venezuela, from the Venezuelan oil. They're not getting any of it. And Cuba literally is ready to fall. And you have a lot of great Cuban Americans that are going to be very happy about this.
President Petro, why did President Trump want to talk to you and what did he tell you? ¿Por qué el presidente Trump quería hablar con usted anoche y qué le dijo?
Okay, now who is
Bueno,
this?
básicamente porque desde el inicio del gobierno Trump y
Okay.
durante
I don't know,
todas-
it just came on afterward. I guess this is the Colombian president, Gustavo. I'm not about to listen to this because it's all in Spanish. But yeah, it's just, yeah. World War III is literally on the horizon at this point. I don't care what anybody says. It literally is. What two ICs have been sent inside the Minnesota ICE facilities? Let me show y'all some other videos I had saved. We'll just go through and watch some of these. It was this video of this guy talking. Let me see if I saved it. No, that wasn't the one. That was something else I had saved. All right, let's watch this other video right now while I can. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to see if I can find the other video. It was something that this guy had picked up. It was something that Donald Trump said. And I thought it was really interesting how he kind of like talked about it. So I got to see if I can find the video. But in the meantime, we'll watch this older gentleman. He was at the protest and he was just talking. He got really emotional. Let's see. All right.
Emotional? We're being attacked by our own people, by our own federal government, by masked men without ID that are taking people away for God knows why. They're not pedophiles, they're not rapists, they're not criminals. They're taking people from schools, they're taking high school kids.
Why is this so hard for you to talk about? Sometimes this is a little tough.
Because I'm an American and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of what's going on.
People should not be killed for protesting, for wanting not, or people in our city to be taken. Like, this is not okay, and it's violent, and it shouldn't be violent. We should be peacefully protesting, but they're just taking us. I'm just angry. I'm angry, and I just want this to be over. This isn't the Minneapolis I know and love.
January babies have
emotional.
So y'all just heard what he had to say. So let me go back here. I'm gonna play a few more videos here. Let me see. I don't know if I'm able to find the particular video I was looking for, but I got a lot of videos on here that I've just been kind of saving and just going back and just kind of digesting what they're saying. I think here goes another one. Just some things that's been going on like in the Twin Cities.
The storm is here. When we come, one, we go all. No one can stop what is coming. Get here, guys. We need you in Minnesota. These people are fucking terrorists.
Patriots, get out here. We need to back up. And all you liberal commie motherfuckers, keep your hands to yourself or you're gonna get hurt today, all right? We executed one of you yesterday. We executed one of you yesterday. You understand that? We executed one of you yesterday.
Don't get hurt. Don't give them the press. You're just talking to white supremacists.
You guys keep playing stupid games. You're gonna keep getting stupid prizes. Okay? You guys keep playing stupid games. You're gonna keep getting stupid prizes.
So again, you have people who have traveled out here to literally be agents of chaos, to stir the pot, to be messy, because that's what they want. They want to see violence. They want to see a riot. And I'm glad that people are seeing it for what it was and they're not feeding him. He's literally a real life troll. The stuff that he's saying is just insane. Let's see. Okay, was this the one? No, that was... Okay, there was the one of the boys at Target. That was real viral. Let me scroll down a bit more. Was this the one? I think this might have been the one of the guy, not the kid, who ran in to the building and did like a long standoff. So let me see real quick. I think this might have been it.
What's happening right now in Minnesota with all the immigration officers that are coming is just so unfair. Separate people from their loved ones. He is a very sweet guy who just works and doesn't do anything bad. He doesn't have any arrest warrants or anything in his record for them to do this.
I want to see if I can find the video of the two young kids that got snatched up at Target. After a while, all of these videos just start to look alike. All I see is like, ICE, masked men. What was this one about? Okay, that was at Roosevelt. Oh, here goes another one of the high schoolers fighting. Here goes another clip if y'all want to see this. This was at Roosevelt High School. I showed the clip earlier. So this is another one of them fighting with ICE, the high school kids. And you can see that one kid ended up flipping the ICE agent over. So it was insane. And so after, because they were trying to come into the school to take some kids, and so all the students stood up. And so once that happened, they ended up shutting down the Minneapolis public schools. So they've been out of school ever since. I think that went down Wednesday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But they've shut school down. All right, let me see here. Let me see if I can look it up. ICE Target Minneapolis. I'm going to see if I can find that video. Okay, this is the video here that's gone viral. Okay, let me show y'all this video. This was at Target in was this in Brooklyn? It was in Richfield. So this was at the Richfield Target. And Richfield is not too far from Bloomington, which is where the Mall of America is. So I know exactly where this Target is at. It's not too far from the Mall of America.
Fuck you! Hey, fuck you! You guys are all on video! No, listen. No, take my phone! Hey, they got my phone! Where's the...
They do it on Target. They do it on Target.
Hey, go!
Stand up.
Hey, go work.
What's your name?
Jonathan Aguilar Garcia. I'm literally a U.S. citizen. I'm literally a U.S. citizen.
Get the fuck out of here, Ace.
Why are you kidnapping our citizens? Why are you... Why?
Where's your phone number?
Oh my God. At least let him give us information about his family. At least let him family.
Oh, they're straightening.
What's your name? What's your name?
Christian.
What's your name?
Christian.
Where the fuck is the paperwork? How is this okay? No, answer the fucking question. Why are you guys not answering the fucking question?
Yeah, record that shit. Record that shit.
So, when I tell you, it is so much going on right now in our city. This has literally been my feed ever since I got back, literally from South Carolina. It's just one thing after another. And I don't care, you know, it's everybody. Whites being affected, LGBT, the natives, the Latinos, the Somalis. It's insane. It was never like this up here. And then they just announced today that they're sending another 1,000 troops. So I think this weekend is going to be really crazy. Now, it is going to be a lot colder this weekend. The day that the Renee Good was killed, it was very strange because the weather at that time was about 40 degrees. It was really warm. That's why you saw a lot of people with their coats off and stuff, which is not normal for this time of year at all in January. So the past 2 days have been sitting in like 40-degree weather, but today was a lot colder, and it's going to be a lot colder this weekend. So, I don't know. Oh, hold on. Let me see if there's any other. Let me see what they're doing on the south side. See what else is going on over south. Oh no, I hope this is not now. Oh, okay. Whew. 2020, I said, oh no, please don't tell me this is 2026. All I seen was a burning building. I'm like, oh no. Now that was an old video. Okay, that was the other day. Okay, looks like there's a lot of people. Okay, so this was in the neighborhood. Now, this wasn't today. They might still be out there today, but this was the other day in front of Renee's house. I'm going to show y'all this video real quick. This was in front of Renee's house. Like her neighborhood. And for y'all who don't know, this is right off of Portland. This is up the street from where they killed George Floyd. So this is not too far from the George Floyd Memorial and all that stuff. I thought it was very interesting when it came out that that's where the shooting took place. Right up the street from where George Floyd was killed. So... Dang, I've been down here for 3 hours and 24 minutes. Okay, yeah, I think, yeah. So, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. I didn't even realize it was late. I'm sure some of y'all, tomorrow's Saturday. Well, maybe some of y'all work on Saturdays. I'm not sure, but I know it's late. I guess I can start getting off the stream. It's like, dang, 3 hours just passed that quickly. I was just trying to see if there's any other updates here. Let's see, they made it into that building though. Oh, Oh, God. Karen Lovitz. What she got to say? I don't even want to hear what she has to say. I know it's going to be some bullshit. She's a trip. I know it's going to be some just nonsense. I don't. Protesters make noise in downtown Minneapolis 34 minutes ago. Against ICE. Okay. There's some live people. Let's see. Okay, so this is currently right now in Minneapolis. So they got, I think they're showing 3 different locations. I don't know, but let's see what this live feed is showing real quick before I leave. Let me click on this with my YouTube. Okay, there we go.
People just arrested, everyone compliant, no fighting, no resisting. They got on the bullhorn. They announced that this was an unlawful assembly, like I mentioned. They typically repeat it 2 to 3 times before they start making arrests. We heard it twice this time. The third announcement made was that if you were on the street, you were being arrested, and to get down on the ground and do not resist. Home to their own bed tonight. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
So it looks like what he's saying is that now they're starting to arrest protesters who are still out. That's why they got that big ass paddy wagon out there. So it looks like they're now placing people under arrest, is what he's saying.
Gotta be real careful on this icy road. Starting to snow here.
Okay, he got a lot going on with his stream. It's a lot of people. Let me see if I can find another stream that's live right now in Minneapolis. That's not showing like 3 different things at once. What they got going on. Let's see what they're up to now.
No, it wasn't. Walking down the street? Yeah, absolutely. No, we're going through their shit like you're not doing it.
Washington, yes, no, for sure. Yeah, but I don't really see how you got to no, but you did call me. But that has real repercussions.
So it looks like they're still at the hotel, like we checked in like maybe 30 minutes ago. So they're still at the hotel right now, making a lot of noise to keep ICE up. So it looks like that's what's going on with this feed. Let me see what else is going on here. This was earlier today. Let's see what they on.
I wouldn't right now. Look, you want your camera. No, I'll take this.
So this was in the morning. It looks like some people are like, all the stuff that they recorded during the day, they're just letting it run on their live feeds so people can watch it like throughout the night. But it looks like most people right now are either in front of the Hilton or they're in downtown Minneapolis. Now, the news is talking some more about the Hilton. The news just posted this 40 minutes ago, so let's watch this.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight on Fox 9 and Fox Local. I'm Karen Scullen. We do start with breaking news as an anti-ICE protest in downtown Minneapolis continues to grow. The group has been outside a hotel where they believe ICE agents are staying. Protests, of course, have been going on all week after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman on Wednesday. Fox 9's Maury Glover joins us live now from the scene with what's happening right now. Maury?
Well, Karen, we are in the parking ramp right next to the Canopy Hotel downtown Minneapolis because we wanted to give you a little different perspective on the crowd that is gathered here. As you can see, there are people gathered making noise, playing instruments, banging on pots and pans outside the hotel. They're trying to make a huge disturbance because they believe ICE agents are staying at that hotel. Now, they're calling this an ICE out of Minnesota noise and protest demonstration. And like I mentioned, protesters have instruments, drums, tubas, trumpets, whistles, all in an effort to make as much noise as possible outside the hotel where they believe that federal agents have been staying during this immigration crackdown. And they say there will be no peace until those agents leave. Now, a group of about 100 or more broke off from this group and marched around downtown, gathering outside another hotel for a number of minutes and then wound up circling back and rejoining this group. For the most part, this demonstration has been peaceful. We have seen police here and there, but so far we haven't seen any clashes between police and the demonstrators. Again, most of the people remain relatively calm, but they just say they're just trying to make as much noise as possible to disturb who they believe, places where they believe ICE agents are staying during this immigration crackdown. And they believe that this is their way to voice their displeasure with the crackdown and what's going on in Minneapolis. Now, these demonstrators have been outside and down here in Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis, for the last few hours. Just a few minutes ago, the crowd actually was filling the intersection here at Park and 3rd Street South, but given the fluid nature of what's been going on, they marched off to another location, and we haven't seen them since. Of course, the crowd has been waxing and waning, growing and then getting smaller as the evening has gone on, as the group has marched to different locations. But of course, Karen will continue to monitor the situation and bring anything else if anything happens. Karen?
And Maury, we had some live chopper video just a few moments ago. It appears that crowd has moved to a different location, but They don't seem to really have any kind of a direction from what I can tell. Have you gotten any word like when they leave, where they're going or where they're ending up? It seems like it's kind of changing as the night goes on.
Well, that group did go outside the Renaissance by Marriott Hotel over by the depot, and they were outside that place for a while, and we got word that there was another group maybe gathering outside U.S. Bank Stadium. But no, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. The group just kind of fluid, walking around. They leave for a while, then come back, rejoin the other group, then take off again. Not sure if they have a designated plan of where they want to go, but that's what we've been seeing so far here tonight.
All right, Maury Glover live from downtown Minneapolis tonight on the...
I mean, like, the news media is just so slow and just weird. I mean, do you think that there's like a protest czar? Like, is somebody supposed to come and be like, hey, Fox News, this is our plan. We're going to go from 3rd and Park all the way down to, 7th Street. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? They just seem to just be going around, just no rhyme or reason. Yeah, they're there to make noise and agitate. Like, why they're acting like somebody's supposed to, like, be like, I'm the voice of half these people don't know each other like that. Everybody's just coming down there to protest ICE. There's no one person. This is why people just don't watch the news. The stuff that they say is just silly. They got no direction. They're just going from 3rd Avenue to Park to over here to there. Yeah, they are. Now what? Child. I'm going to read these last few super chats. I'm going to get up off of here because it is getting late and this stream is getting really, really long. Let's see. Week of You 33 cent 9.99 says my 92-year-old grandmother participated in a sit-in when she was 23 years old in Virginia. I am 29 and I could never imagine myself doing that. What's really going to happen when all of the true warriors pass? Wow. That's a great question. And like I said, I think part of it is we live in a day and age where we are very comfortable. We're spoiled. And that includes everybody, including myself. We're spoiled. We don't like a lot of inconveniences. And when you participate in stuff like that, when you're fighting a revolution, there are going to be inconveniences. And because of modern times and, if we're hungry, we can just DoorDash. There was no DoorDash back then. Those people stood in lines and waited and protested. Didn't have anything to eat. Maybe they bought a sandwich with them. You couldn't have a whole bunch of food and stuff on you. Maybe water. So, yeah, we don't really want to get rid of any of our modern conveniences, and that's the problem. So I don't know what's going to happen once the elders are gone. It's up to us and even the generation under us. Your generation, 20s, to mid-30s. Yeah. But thank you for that. And thank you for your grandmother for doing that, for participating, at the age of 23 in the sit-in. Because she paved the way for us to be able to sit at restaurants with all races. So thank you to her for that. Quirky Circle sent $10. Says, Happy New Year. I'm praying for your state tea. My sis is moving to Minnesota and I'm worried about her because her hubby is Dominican and all 4 of my nieces and nephews look ethnically ambiguous. Thank you for keeping us informed. Yeah, it is very nerve-wracking. My oldest has that same look. Sometimes people have seen him and thought he was Somali. Sometimes people see him, they think he's Dominican or Puerto Rican. So he told me today, Mom, I have my passport. I got my passport card. He said, because just my luck, they'll think I'm Somali because of my hair, or they'll think I'm a Latino, because he has that ambiguous look. My youngest, he just, he looks like a little, black child. So, yeah, it is very nerve-wracking. because there's no rhyme or reason to people getting pulled over. It's just, you look ethnic. And that's the scary part. But outside of that, Minnesota's a wonderful state. There's a lot of resources here. You know, there's still jobs. I mean, we're struggling. You know, there's, job issues like across the nation, but it's a lot of resources here, And I can't say it enough. We have Lake Superior. I remember I talked to somebody, an older gentleman, years ago. He was a lawyer. And he, had money, had properties in Florida, New York, stuff like that. And I remember I was living in LA at the time, and I was out here in Minneapolis. And I remember asking him, I was like, I'm really thinking about moving back home. I don't like LA anymore. And I was like, where do you think the best part of the country, like what is the safest as far as resources, weather, phenomenons? Where do you recommend buying a home? Because he had money and he had several homes. And he was trying to sell his homes in Florida. I remember that. He wanted to give it all his property in Florida and even some of his property in New York. And he told me flat out, he said, if you want to buy a home, your best bet is the Midwest. And out of all the Midwest states, Minnesota. He said, because when you buy property, you can't just think about, oh, I want to live in the South because it's warm weather. Now you have to think about, geography, hurricanes, flooding, things like that. Hell, in certain parts of Florida, there's no insurance. In certain parts of California, there's no insurance because of the fires. So these are all things you have to take into consideration when moving. So outside of this ICE situation, your sister and them moving to Minnesota, she'll be good. She'll be fine. Minnesota's a great state. That's why I refuse to move. K1 in the mind says, what the F? We're still live? Yes, I'm still here. I've been out here for 3 hours and 42 minutes. Yes, I'm still here, and it's almost midnight. I could keep going till midnight. Let's make it a whole 4-hour live. But I just don't know if people are ready to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long day. But I took a nap. That's why I'm still up. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this live. But yeah, there's a lot of things in the Midwest. We deal with the snow and stuff like that. Every now and then you'll get a tornado, but we don't really get tornadoes as far up here in Minnesota. The main thing we get is the cold, and even these last few winters have not been too bad. Because I did my New Year's party up here, and we had a lot of tea sippers. Put a teacup if you came to the 2024 New Year's party. And it was so funny seeing my tea sippers from the South see snow for the first time. They were like kids in a candy store. They were they were in downtown Minneapolis, literally dancing around in the snow and touching it. You had some people who came from Florida. They'd never seen snow. It was so cute watching them. We had a good time. And even the Somalis, they came through to the New Year's party. They were celebrating. We had a few Somalis come through, and just party with us and everything. So it was lit. We had a good time. We turned up here. Jay said, we've missed you. I missed you guys too. I know I haven't been live or made no videos in 10 days. I was on vacation. So I was gone, but I'm back now. So I'm going to definitely pump out some more content this weekend. So stay tuned. I got some more content. Yeah, we had a good time. We did. Let me read this last super chat here. Week of You 333-499 says, I'll use some of my PTO tomorrow for you, T. Stay with us. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Don't use your PTO because I'm going to get ready to get up out of here. But thank you. ZT Black sent $2 says, I can't type out Minnesota in the super chat. It won't send. That is so. People have been saying that all night. They can't type out Minnesota. They can't type out the shooter, like the ICE agent's name either. I don't know what that's about. Jay sent 199, says it won't let me super chat my other statement. Yeah, YouTube is really censoring right now. Man, that sucks. But thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Moneybag Mo and Shanette, for the huge super chats. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you to everybody who sent something. Thank you to everybody who stayed with me throughout this whole 3.5 hour plus live. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for just keeping the comments, you know, as respectful as possible. Even though we don't always agree, you know, people watch me from all sides of the aisle. But like I said, the main thing is, like, for us, we don't have to agree with everything, but to have that dialogue, at least spark that dialogue, and to understand that, you know, all this divisiveness it's a waste of time and energy. Your real enemies are the people who are causing the divide, so that way they can run off with the bag. It's not the regular man and woman who are your real enemies. So, with that being said, you guys, it's getting late. Everybody have a good night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and spending time with me. I love you guys, and I'll drop some more content.